Message from author to readers. This book is your timeless companion. Enjoy the joy of turning pages. Get immersive experience free of distractions. Donate your words of wisdom in the form of honest opinions, meaningful suggestions and constructive criticisms to improve the quality and clarity of presentations in our future publications. M.S. Rameshia. Author. Please use this space for your own notes. Please use this space for your own notes. Please use this space for your own notes. Copyright symbol 2025 by M.S. Rameshia. All rights reserved. The characters and events portrayed in this book or ebook are fictitious. Any similarity to real persons, living or dead, is coincidental and not intended by the author. No part of this book or ebook may be reproduced or stored in any information storage and retrieval system or transmitted in any form or by any means including but not limited to electronic, mechanical, photocopying, recording or otherwise, without express written permission of the author or the publisher. ISBN 978-933438252-5. Disclaimer. This book or ebook entitled Understanding Alumni Associations, From Scandal to Recovery is specially designed for the purpose of introducing the subject for the benefit of past and present students, teaching faculty members, office bearers, executive committee members or managing committee members, past presidents, advisors, patrons and all members of the alumni associations in the simplest possible way and in the best interest of all members of all alumni associations irrespective of geographical location. The information contained in this book or ebook is directly transferred from the mind of the author into the computer using the inbuilt 83 keys keyboard with a touchpad that is provided by the computer manufacturer. Every effort has been made to present the information contained in this book or ebook in the best possible form so that the information presented is free of logical as well as physical errors. However, every single keystroke is itself an important source of error, and because of this simple reason the readers of this book or ebook on Understanding Alumni Associations, From Scandal to Recovery are advised to use the contents of this book or ebook at their own risk, completely knowing their own personal limitations, if any. The information contained in this book or ebook is based on the pure imagination of the author with the sole purpose of presenting the subject in the simplest possible manner for the benefit of intended and invisible readers or learners and the alumni association members in the best interest of alumni associations irrespective of geographical location. The author advises that the readers and end users are solely responsible for any possible losses or damages that are either caused or likely to be caused while utilizing the information contained in this book or ebook, and because of this simple reason the readers and end users have to take all possible safety and precautionary measures, knowing completely well their own personal limitations, if any, before using the contents of this book or ebook entitled Understanding Alumni Associations, From Scandal to Recovery, at their own risk, and neither the author nor the publisher or the distributor or anybody else whoever is either directly or indirectly involved, including but not limited to creation, publication and distribution, are not at all responsible for any such losses, including but not limited to financial losses. Good luck, readers. Have a good day. Please use this space for your own notes. Dedication. This book or ebook is dedicated to all my students who taught me how to teach all subjects including but not limited to science and engineering in the simplest possible form and in the shortest possible time. Special thanks are due to all members of the alumni associations, the office bearers, the executive committee members or managing committee members, the advisors, the past presidents, the patrons including but not limited to the office staff, the officers and staff of the Deputy Registrar and District Registrar of Cooperative Societies who gave me the wonderful opportunity to take up this important task of writing this book or e-book entitled Understanding Alumni Associations, From Scandal to Recovery, for the benefit of all members of all alumni associations, keeping in mind the best interest of alumni associations irrespective of geographical location. Good luck, readers. Have a good day. Please use this space for your own notes. Please use this space for your own notes. Epigraph. Na khawunga na khane dunga. The simplified meaning attached to this sentence, which is in Hindi, is to be considered and conveniently understood as: discourage breeding of any type of corrupt practices in the best interest of the country. Narendra Damodar Das Modi, Prime Minister, India. Please use this space for your own notes. Please use this space for your own notes. Quotable quotes. The strength of a community is not measured by its perfection but by its ability to rebuild, reconnect and rise again. C.V. Jogaram. Alumni associations are more than networks. They are living legacies, shaped by trust, integrity and shared purpose. When challenges arise, it is not the failures that define them, but the resilience and commitment to recover funds misused by the managing committee members of alumni associations. In every setback, there lies an opportunity to heal, to innovate, and to foster a future where past mistakes become lessons rather than scars. M. R. Raghavan. Please use this space for your own notes. Please use this space for your own notes. Forward. This book or e-book entitled Understanding Alumni Associations, From Scandal to Recovery is timely and benefits all aspiring office bearers and executive committee members of alumni associations of institutions of higher learning. From my experiences of having occupied highest positions in various professional bodies, I can vouch that both legal and financial knowledge of most of the managing committee members is simply inadequate to meet at least the statutory requirements. For example, very few would know that office bearers and managing committee members of alumni associations are deemed public officials and subject to all scrutiny from law enforcing authorities and courts for their acts just like any other public servants. There has been a case that some overzealous office bearer forging an extraordinary general body meeting, EGBM, completing with ghost members' participation, ghost EGBM notice and ghost participants with forged signatures and submitted to the Registrar of Cooperative Societies. Also, despite explicit provisions in bylaws, there have been rampant cases of office bearers drawing tour and travel expenses with questionable vouchers and claiming conveyance reimbursement for coming and going to alumni office from their residence. Another aspect is invariably the office bearers and statutory auditors are hand in glove, and such unethical conduct of auditors is punishable under statutory rules of the Institute of Chartered Accountants of India, ICAI. The role of office bearers and managing committee members is nothing more than trustees of the association, and they are the custodians of the contributions made by its members. Restrictive access of alumni news and events to all members is quite rampant. And even election notices and voting links are sent only to few chosen members. Thus, it calls for deeper introspection, standards of corporate governance and ethical conduct. I have known Mr. Rameshia for several decades, and his uncompromising commitment and zeal for probity in public life, ethical conduct and corporate governance, which are so essential for larger member participation with zeal and energy. My best wishes for his endeavors in promoting ethical conduct, fairness and probity amongst office bearers of professional societies. 15th June 2025 D. B. Ashok, Group Director, Retired, DRDO, and currently Advocate. Please use this space for your own notes. Preface. Alumni associations occupy a unique space in the ecosystem of educational institutions. At their best, they serve as vibrant bridges between past and present students, connecting graduates across generations through shared values, professional growth, and continued commitment to their alma mater. However, like any association built on people and trust, alumni associations are not immune to controversy, mismanagement, or scandal. This book or ebook, Understanding Alumni Associations, From Scandal to Recovery, was inspired by a desire to shed light on both the potential and the pitfalls of these institutions. Through careful examination of real-world cases, associational dynamics and recovery efforts, we explore how lapses in governance, transparency, and purpose can jeopardize not only the integrity of alumni networks, but also the reputation of the institutions they are meant to serve. More importantly, we also highlight remedial measures and points which are necessary and sufficient for implementation in alumni associations in the best interest of the alumni as well as the institution they represent to recover misused funds, rebuild stronger, more transparent and accountable systems. The aim is not to vilify or romanticize alumni associations, but to understand them with clarity and refinement. Whether you are a university administrator, an alumni volunteer, or simply someone fascinated by associational behavior, this book or ebook will equip you with insights on leadership, ethics, and the delicate process of restoring trust, including recovery of misused funds. In a world where legacy and loyalty often walk hand in hand, the journey from scandal to recovery is not just easily possible, it can be transformative through recovery of misused funds. This is that story. And it begins with this understanding. M.S. Rameshia, author. Please use this space for your own notes. Prologue. It began not with celebration, but with silence, the kind that falls when trust fractures and even familiar alumni associations of institutions of higher learning lose their way. For many, alumni associations represent lifelong belonging, a connection to cherished memories, shared ambitions, and a community that transcends time. Yet, behind their banners and banquets, some have stumbled into controversy, tangled in scandals that shook foundations and strained loyalties. This book or ebook confronts those moments. It is not merely a recounting of failures, but a searchlight turned towards understanding how well-meaning networks veer off course, how power and influence can cloud purpose, and how redemption is possible when reflections meet reforms. Through lessons drawn from true stories, expert perspectives, and the enduring drive to mend what's broken, Understanding Alumni Associations, From Scandal to Recovery journeys through institutional reckoning and emerges with hope to recover misused funds. Because even in the ashes of scandal, the roots of community can grow again. This is where our story begins. Please use this space for your own notes. Table of Contents. 1 message from author to readers. 1. 2 half title page. 5. 3 title page. 7. 4 copyright. 8. 5 disclaimer. 9. 6 dedication. 11. 7 epigraph. 13. 8 quotable quotes. 15. 9 forward. 17. 10 preface. 19. 11 prologue. 21. 12 table of contents. 23. 13 background. 27. 14 understanding alumni associations, from scandal to recovery. 29. 15. Introduction to Alumni Associations. 33. 16. Understanding financial misuse in alumni associations. 41. 17. Ethical governance in alumni associations. 49. 18. Financial accountability in alumni associations. 57. 19. Impact of mismanagement on alumni engagement. 65. 20. Legal consequences of fund misappropriation in alumni associations. 73. 21. Transparency practices for alumni association management committees. 81. 22. Case studies of alumni associations facing misconduct. 89. 23. Strategies for preventing fund misuse in alumni associations. 97. 24. Role of alumni in managing association finances. 105. 25. Psychological profile of committee members engaging in funds misuse. 113. 26. Rebuilding trust after financial scandals. 121. 27. Conclusion and future directions. 129. 28. What you have learned. 137. 29. Recommendations. 141. 30. The Glass Office. 149. 31. Glossary. 155. 32. Acknowledgements. 157. 33. About the author. 159. 34. Praise for author. 161. 35. Other publications by this author. 163. 36. Assessment. 164. 37. Feedback. 171. 38. Reader checklist. 173. 39. Feedback suggestions form. 175. 40. Epilogue. 177. 41. Afterword. 179. 40. To begin. Write. Publish your own book in just 24 hours. 181. 43. Surprise gifts for readers. 183. 44. Coming soon. 185. 45. Message from the author to readers and aspiring authors. 192. Background. Alumni associations are nothing but old students' associations of pre-primary schools, primary schools, middle schools, high schools, higher secondary schools, pre-university boards, pre-engineering boards, pre-medical boards, institutions providing a diploma or a degree, including but not limited to institutions of higher learning affiliated to recognized universities or deemed to be universities, to mention a few. However, alumni associations are finite in number and are often seen as pillars of community, memory and mutual upliftment. With roots stretching across generations, they generally provide a platform for old students to stay connected, contribute to their alma mater and support one another in personal and professional growth. Yet, as with any association built on shared trust and volunteerism, they are susceptible to dysfunction, mismanagement and even scandals. This book or ebook delves into the often overlooked complexities of alumni associations, drawing on real-world examples to illuminate how noble intentions can unravel and how broken systems can be repaired. It examines structural flaws, cultural blind spots and leadership challenges that contribute to crisis, while offering pathways for reform, transparency and accountability, recovery of misused funds and lasting resilience. Please use this space for your own notes. Understanding Alumni Associations, from Scandal to Recovery. When everybody is included, everybody wins. Roddam Narsimha. Unrestrained behavior leads eventually to destruction. People who have no vision also have no goal or purpose, nothing to shoot for. They have no direction and nowhere to go in life, and therefore they go nowhere. Alumni associations, purpose and challenges. Alumni associations are crucial for connecting graduates with their institutions, supporting career growth and fostering a sense of community. They enable alumni to mentor current students and engage in fundraising efforts. However, issues arise when managing committee members misuse funds for personal gain in the guise of entitlement and self-rewards, leading to distrust among alumni and reduced engagement. This mismanagement erodes the foundational trust essential for any community. Importance of ethical governance. Ethical governance and financial accountability are vital in maintaining the integrity of alumni associations. Establishing clear guidelines, conducting regular audits, recovery of misused funds and transparent financial reporting are key practices. Members should be encouraged to participate actively in managing finances to prevent misuse. When alumni are informed and involved, they act as guardians of their association's resources, enhancing trust and engagement. Impact of mismanagement. Misappropriation of funds leads to improper use of resources allocated for community initiatives and diminished alumni participation. Once trust is broken, alumni often withdraw support, creating a vicious cycle of disengagement. Legal consequences, including civil lawsuits or criminal charges, also loom over mismanagement, further damaging the institution's reputation. Rebuilding trust. To recover from financial scandals, alumni associations must prioritize recovery of misused funds, transparency, accountability, and community engagement. Regular communication about financial health, including but not limited to electronic media, involving alumni in decision-making and implementing ethical governance practices help restore confidence. Learning from past mistakes, recovering misused funds, and emphasizing a commitment to integrity are critical for successful recovery of misused funds by managing committee members. Looking ahead. The future of alumni associations depends on fostering a culture of recovery of misused funds, transparency, accountability, and integrity. By understanding the psychological motivations behind fund misuse by managing committee members and actively involving alumni in financial management, the alumni associations can create a sustainable, engaged community that effectively serves its members. Do it yourself, DIY. Enjoy the pleasure of giving. Accept things when they are less than perfect. Actively nurture your most important relationships. Please use this space for your own notes. Introduction to Alumni Associations. We are more when we include everybody. C.R.L. Murthy. Real success is a lifetime of learning. Successful people have conditioned themselves to learn from mistakes of others and from their own failures and successes. They learn by practicing what they know on a daily basis. Alumni associations are important groups, particularly those formed by graduates, postgraduates, and research scholars of higher learning institutions. Their main purpose is to maintain connections between alumni and their institution, creating a community that lasts beyond graduation. These associations help alumni network, offer career support, and contribute to their alma mater through fundraising. Think of them like a family reunion that helps every member grow and succeed, while also helping the institution to prosper. However, there's a big concern when it comes to how money is managed within these associations. Misuse of funds by managing committee members leads to distrust among alumni and weaken the community. Imagine a shared piggy bank where some people are taking more than they give, leaving others feeling cheated. This lack of ethical behavior causes alumni to withdraw their support, making it hard for the alumni associations to assist current students. To prevent these issues, recovery of misused funds, transparency and accountability are crucial. Regular financial reports, open communication and audits act like a safety net that keeps everyone informed about the money's journey. When alumni feel involved and see their contributions used wisely, they are more likely to stay engaged. In summary, alumni associations should focus on building trust through ethical governance, recovering misused funds, transparency and accountability to maintain their vital role in supporting both individuals and their institutions. By creating a culture of openness and collective responsibility, these associations must ensure that they remain healthy and impactful communities. Purpose and importance of alumni associations. Alumni associations of institutions of higher learning serve the important purpose in promoting connections among graduates and their institution, creating a sense of community that extends beyond graduation. These associations provide interacting opportunities, career support and contribute significantly to the growth of the institution through fundraising and alumni engagement. The importance of these associations lies in their ability to maintain a bridge between former students and the current student body, encouraging mentorship and collaboration to enhance educational experiences. When functioning ethically, alumni associations transform into powerful platforms for positive change and societal impact. However, the misuse of association funds by managing committee members poses a significant threat to the integrity and function of these associations. Instances where funds are misappropriated for personal gain in the guise of entitlement and self-rewards leads to breakdown of trust among alumni and with the institution itself. Such actions create a culture of disillusionment, where members feel disconnected and reluctant to engage in activities that are meant to benefit the community. The ethical governance of alumni associations is essential to prevent these situations by establishing clear guidelines and accountability measures to promote responsible management of resources. Financial transparency, accountability, and recovery of misused funds are the cornerstone of any alumni association. Transparency and accountability practices must be implemented to ensure that funds are used appropriately and in alignment with the association's mission. Regular audits, clear reporting mechanisms, and open communication with members about financial decisions, including but not limited to recovery of misused funds, help to encourage a culture of trust. When alumni are informed and involved in financial management, they act as whistleblowers and ensure that their contributions are used ethically, effectively, and efficiently. Mismanagement of funds have long-lasting impacts on alumni engagement. When trust is eroded due to financial scandals, alumni withdraw their support, both in terms of participation and also in making financial contributions. This disengagement hinders the association's ability to provide valuable resources and support the current students and recent graduates. Rebuilding trust following such incidents requires a commitment to recover misused funds, transparency and accountability, ethical governance and open dialogue about past mistakes and future strategies to prevent recurrence. The purpose and importance of alumni associations cannot be overstated, particularly in the context of ethical governance and financial accountability. The detrimental effects of fund misappropriation extend beyond immediate financial loss, impacting alumni engagement and the overall reputation of the association and hence the institution itself. It is imperative for all stakeholders, including but not limited to members of alumni associations, students, faculty members, office bearers, members of the managing committee, advisors, past presidents and patrons to advocate for practice that promote recovery of misused funds, transparency, accountability and integrity. By fostering an environment of transparency, accountability and collaboration, recovering misused funds, alumni associations will be able to reclaim their roles as vital contributors to both individual success and institutional advancement. Overview of common challenges. Common challenges faced by alumni associations often stem from the misuse of funds by managing committee members. Such misuse always manifests in various forms, including but not limited to the diversion of funds for personal expenses, where committee members act as eating machines while the broader membership remains either uninformed or act as sleeping machines. This misappropriation undermines the financial integrity of the association and erodes the trust that members have in the leadership of managing committee members. The impact of these unethical practices is profound, leading to disengagement among alumni and a significant reduction in active participation in association activities. Ethical governance is the critical aspect of alumni associations, yet it is frequently compromised by lack of transparency and accountability. Many associations operate without clear guidelines or management mechanisms, making it easier for individuals in positions of power, particularly the office bearers and managing committee members, to exploit their roles in the guise of entitlement and self-rewards. The absence of ethical frameworks results in financial mismanagement, where funds that should be allocated for community initiatives, scholarships or events are instead funneled into personal luxuries for committee members, such as conveyance allowance, registering in personal capacity to attend conferences, pleasure trips, medallions, t-shirts, thermos flasks, mobile stands, Modi quotes to mention a few, which affects the financial health of the association and sends a damaging message about the values upheld by the association. Financial transparency, recovery of misused funds, and accountability are essential for alumni associations to maintain their credibility and attract ongoing support. When funds are mismanaged, it leads to severe legal consequences, including reaudits, fines, and even criminal charges against those involved. Furthermore, such scandals always lead to a broader loss of public trust, affecting fundraising efforts and the association's ability to fulfill its mission. Members also feel disillusioned and withdraw their support, which creates a cycle of disengagement that is difficult to reverse. The mismanagement of funds has a direct impact on alumni engagement. When trust is broken, alumni feel less inclined to participate in events and to contribute financially. The sense of community that alumni associations should strive to cultivate quickly dissipates, leaving a void that is challenging to fill. Case studies of various alumni associations that have faced misconduct reveal a common theme: recovery of misused funds is possible and it requires a concerted effort to promote transparency and accountability to rebuild relationships and instill a renewed commitment to ethical practices. To prevent fund misuse, alumni associations must adapt robust strategies that involve the active participation of all members. This includes recovery of misused funds, establishing clear financial control mechanisms and processes, encouraging alumni to take an active role in monitoring finances, and creating a culture of transparency and accountability, the essential ingredients of every alumni association. Understanding the psychological profile of committee members who engage themselves in fund misuse provides necessary and sufficient opportunities to inform prevention efforts. By fostering a culture of openness and establishing strong governance practices, alumni associations must work towards rebuilding trust, recovering misused funds, and ensuring that they remain valuable and reputable entities within their communities. Do it yourself, DIY. Enjoy the pleasure of giving. Be attentive to your stress level and take short breaks. Be honest with yourself about everything. Please use this space for your own notes. Please use this space for your own notes. Understanding financial misuse in alumni associations. Diversity is the art of thinking independently together. V.M. Ghatge. Don't confuse being different with being lesser. Different simply means different. A woman is not less than a man because she is a woman. A man is not more than a woman because he is a man. Their differences are necessary because of their purposes are different. Financial misuse in alumni associations is a serious issue that can undermine trust and community engagement. It occurs when committee members use association funds for personal benefits rather than for the good of the alumni community. Imagine these managing committee members as eating machines consuming resources while the rest of the alumni, like sleeping machines, are unaware of the mismanagement taking place. This not only breaches ethical standards but also disrupts the core purpose of alumni associations, which is to foster connections and support educational initiatives. The consequences of financial mismanagement are far-reaching. When alumni feel their contributions are misused, trust erodes, leading to disengagement. This decline in participation and creates a vicious cycle, allowing misconduct to thrive in an environment of limited management. If unaddressed, financial misconduct also leads to severe legal repercussions for the individuals involved and damage the association's reputation. Examples of fund misuse are concerning. Committee members have been known to divert funds for lavish personal expenses and other irresponsible financial practices. Such actions erode the integrity of the association and create distrust among its members. To combat these issues, associations need strong ethical guidelines, recovering misused funds and transparent financial practices. Regular audits, clear budgeting practices, and involving alumni in financial management can enhance accountability. Rebuilding trust after misconduct involves openly addressing any past issues and recovering misused funds, ensuring that ethical behavior is prioritized moving forward. By creating a culture of transparency and responsibility, alumni associations can better serve their communities and maintain their relevance. Defining fund misuse in alumni associations. Defining fund misuse in alumni associations is crucial for establishing a foundation of ethical governance and financial accountability. Fund misuse occurs when managing committee members divert association resources for personal gain, undermining the trust placed in them by alumni and other stakeholders. This behavior is similar to eating machines, who consume the association's resources while the members or sleeping machines remain unaware of the mismanagement. Such actions not only violate ethical standards but also jeopardize the very purpose of alumni associations, which is to foster community engagement, support educational initiatives, and enhance the overall experience of its members. The impact of financial mismanagement extends far beyond immediate monetary loss. It significantly affects alumni engagement. When members feel their contributions are misused, their trust erodes, leading to disengagement from the association. A decline in participation results in diminished fundraising efforts, reduced networking opportunities, and a weakened sense of community. This disengagement creates a vicious cycle, where the lack of active involvement further facilitates opportunities for fund misuse, as fewer eyes are scrutinizing the association's financial activities. Legal consequences of fund misappropriation in alumni associations are severe. Managing committee members found guilty of financial misconduct are required to face criminal charges, civil lawsuits, and significant reputational damage. Such legal ramifications not only affect the individuals involved but also tarnish the association's image, making it harder to attract new members or secure funding. Misused funds must be recovered and transparency practices must be implemented to safeguard against these risks, including regular audits, open financial reporting, and the establishment of clear policies for fund allocation. These measures promote transparency and accountability and deter potential misconduct by creating an environment where financial activities are subject to scrutiny. Case studies of alumni associations that have faced misconduct illustrate the diverse scenarios in which fund misuse can occur. Some associations have encountered embezzlement by trusted leaders, while others have dealt with misallocation of funds intended for educational programs. Each case underscores the necessity for robust management mechanisms and the involvement of alumni in monitoring association finances. By empowering alumni to take an active role in financial management and governance, associations will be able to create a culture of shared responsibility that deters fund misuse and reinforces ethical practices. Rebuilding trust after financial scandals requires a comprehensive strategy that includes recovery of misused funds, transparency, accountability, and community engagement. Alumni associations must openly address past misconduct, implement corrective measures, recover misused funds, and communicate these changes to their members directly and via social media groups. Establishing a culture that prioritizes ethical governance and financial integrity not only helps to restore confidence among alumni but also sets a precedent for future managing committee members. By promoting an environment where ethical behavior is celebrated and valued, associations will be able to work towards preventing fund misuse and ensuring their continued relevance and effectiveness in serving the alumni community. Patterns of misuse. Case study examples. Patterns of misuse within alumni associations manifest in various alarming ways, with case examples revealing the gravity of the issue. One notable instance involved a prominent alumni association where committee members were found to have misappropriated funds for personal expenditures. These individuals, who had been entrusted with the financial stewardship of the association, utilized association resources to fund towards conveyance expenses for every visit they made to attend the alumni office from their residence and back to their residence, lavish eating expenses, personal expenses such as using of association funds for attending conferences in individual capacity, copper and silver medallions, T-shirts, Modi codes for selective members of managing committee, appointing unnecessary additional staff to please a managing committee member, spent life membership fee collected from new members recklessly instead of keeping the same in fixed deposits in reputed banks, and to use only the interest earned to provide lifelong service to members of the association and personal trips to places of their own personal interest. Spent enormous amount of money to send postal ballots to those members knowing fully well that they will not reach those members as they have changed their place of residence several decades back but not intimated to the alumni office while elections were held online, appointed office staff to work beyond midnight to reach members to vote for their own group, paying remuneration to namesake returning officer, which is a purely honorary and temporary position, who did nothing except announcing the results, that too only after several days after the closing date of election, as the office staff did everything including but not limited to creating and using a separate email ID for conducting elections online and operating it, disclosing every step to selected group of managing committee members of outgoing committee to manipulate the elections results in favor of their own pre-selected group, for which purpose they used the large-scale mass emailing facility available to the association, giving email ID of members to contestants 2 days after starting the election, giving enormous amount of time for closing date of election without closing the membership register before starting the election process, to mention a few, while the broader alumni community remained unaware. This misuse not only eroded the financial foundation of the association but also fostered a culture of distrust among alumni, who felt betrayed and disillusioned by the very individuals they had supported earlier to the managing committee. Ethical governance is crucial in preventing such scenarios. The aforementioned cases illustrate a failure in moral management, where managing committee members neglected their duty to act in the best interests of the alumni community. Instead of fostering engagement and participation, these leaders prioritized their personal gain, ultimately jeopardizing the association's credibility. Ethical guidelines must be established and adhered to rigorously, ensuring that those in positions of power are held accountable for their actions. Without a strong ethical framework, the potential for misuse increases, leading to detrimental outcomes for the association and its members. Recovery of misused funds, financial transparency, and accountability are the critical aspects highlighted by these patterns of misuse. In all cases, alumni associations lack transparent financial reporting processes, making it easier for funds to be diverted without detection. For example, an alumni association that operates without regular audits or clear budgeting practices without involving alumni members question the legitimacy of expenditures. This lack of management discourages alumni engagement, as individuals may feel their contributions are not being used effectively. Establishing robust financial accountability measures, such as recovery of misused funds, regular independent audits and transparent reporting practices, which are essential for rebuilding trust and ensuring that funds are utilized appropriately. The legal consequences of fund misappropriation can be severe, as demonstrated by several high-profile cases where alumni association leaders faced criminal charges for their actions. Such legal repercussions not only impact the individuals involved but also tarnish the reputation of the entire institution. In one instance, an alumni association was forced to disband after its leaders were convicted of embezzlement, leading to significant financial losses and a fractured alumni community. This case serves as a cautionary tale about the importance of maintaining ethical standards and accountability to avoid legal repercussions that can devastate an association. To prevent fund misuse, alumni associations must implement several strategies, including but not limited to recovery of misused funds. Regular financial reviews, conducting sessions on ethical governance and establishing clear guidelines for financial management to help to prevent misconduct. Additionally, involving alumni in managing association finances fosters a sense of ownership and responsibility within the community. Psychologically, committee members who engage in fund misuse often exhibit patterns of entitlement and self-rewards, the disregard for ethical norms. By recovering misused funds and promoting transparency and inclusivity, associations will be able to safeguard their financial resources and rebuild trust with alumni, ensuring a more engaged and supportive community moving forward. Do it yourself, DIY. Enjoy the pleasure of giving. Be more open about how you feel. Be more polite to yourself. Please use this space for your own notes. Ethical governance in alumni associations. Use Internet of Everything with the inclusion of everybody. S.K. Chauhan. Each man is as low or high, as little or great, as base or noble, as his thoughts, no more, no less, each move within the sphere of his or her own thoughts, and that sphere is his world. In that world in which he forms his habits of thoughts, he finds his company. Ethical governance in alumni associations is essential for building trust and ensuring the responsible use of funds. Think of it as the framework that keeps everything running smoothly, much like the rules in a game that help players understand what is acceptable and encourage fair play. Integrity. All actions and decisions should reflect honesty and fairness. This means using the association's resources only for their intended purposes, much like using a library book responsibly instead of treating it as a personal possession. Financial accountability. Alumni associations must practice transparent financial management. Regular audits and budgeting help ensure that money is used wisely. Imagine budgeting for a family vacation. If everyone knows the plan, it reduces the chance of overspending. Engagement. If alumni believe that funds are misused, their willingness to participate declines. Conversely, when they are involved in financial decision-making, it fosters ownership and accountability. It's similar to a community garden where everyone pitches in. When they see their efforts valued, they are more likely to stay engaged. Legal awareness. Understanding the laws surrounding financial management is crucial. If rules are broken, serious penalties will follow, serving as a reminder of the importance of adherence to ethical standards. Importance of governance. Effective governance helps prevent misuse of funds by creating clear policies and fostering open communication within the association. By involving alumni in financial management, associations not only enhance transparency but also cultivate collective responsibility. This ensures that funds are used for community building activities rather than personal benefit. In summary, ethical governance shapes the trust and vitality of alumni associations, making them places where graduates feel connected and valued. By recovering misused funds and through integrity, transparency and accountability, these associations can protect their mission and enhance alumni engagement. Principles of ethical governance. Principles of ethical governance in alumni associations are foundational to fostering trust, accountability, and transparency within the associations. Ethical governance entails a commitment to uphold integrity in all dealings, ensuring that the resources and funds of the association are utilized solely for their intended purposes. This principle becomes particularly crucial in light of the alarming instances of fund misuse, where managing committee members act with self-interest, often treating association funds as personal resources. Such behaviors not only undermine the financial health of the association but also erode the trust that alumni and other stakeholders place in their governance structures. Financial accountability is the core component of ethical governance that holds committee members responsible for the proper management of funds. Alumni associations are subject to stringent regulations that require transparent reporting and responsible financial practices. By establishing rigorous financial management mechanisms, such as regular audits and clear budgeting processes, associations must mitigate risks associated with fund misappropriation. This accountability not only protects the association's financial resources but also reinforces the commitment to ethical governance, enabling alumni and stakeholders to engage with confidence. The impact of mismanagement on alumni engagement cannot be overstated. When members perceive that funds are being misused, their motivation to participate in alumni events, contribute financially or support to the association diminishes significantly. This disengagement creates a vicious cycle where dwindling resources lead to further mismanagement, ultimately harming the association's mission. To counteract this, ethical governance principles should prioritize open communication and active involvement of alumni in decision-making processes, fostering a sense of ownership and accountability among all members. Legal consequences of fund misappropriation serve as a stark reminder of the importance of ethical governance. Alumni associations must adhere to laws governing financial management and reporting. Violations result in severe penalties, including fines and legal action against individuals involved. By understanding the legal implications of unethical behavior, managing committee members can better appreciate the necessity of adhering to established governance practices. This awareness acts as a deterrent against misconduct and encourages a culture of integrity within the association. To rebuild trust after financial scandals, alumni associations must recover misused funds, implement robust transparency practices. Regular financial reports, open forums for discussing financial matters, and the establishment of ethics committees significantly enhance the association's credibility. Additionally, involving alumni in managing financial resources fosters a collaborative environment where concerns about fund misuse are addressed proactively. By adapting these strategies, alumni associations will be able to recover from past misdeeds and lay the groundwork for a more ethical governance framework that ensures sustained engagement and support from their members. Role of governance in preventing misuse. Governance plays a crucial role in preventing the misuse of funds within alumni associations, particularly when it comes to ensuring ethical practices and financial transparency and accountability. Alumni associations operate as non-profit associations with the objective of fostering community and engagement among graduates, yet they also become susceptible to corrupt practices if governance structures are weak or poorly defined. Effective governance involves the establishment of clear policies and procedures that guide the behavior of committee members, ensuring that decisions are made transparently and in the best interest of all association members. By implementing strong governance frameworks, associations will be able to significantly minimize the risk of fund misappropriation and encourage a culture of integrity. Ethical governance is fundamental to maintaining the trust and confidence of alumni members. It requires a commitment to transparency, where financial transactions and decision-making processes are open to all members to scrutiny. Regular independent audits and the publication of financial reports in newsletters and social media serve as vital tools in this regard. When alumni members have access to information about how funds are being utilized, they are more likely to feel engaged and empowered to voice their concerns. This transparency not only deters potential misuse but also fosters a sense of ownership and accountability among all members, ensuring that funds are directed towards meaningful initiatives rather than personal interests. Financial accountability is especially important for alumni associations, which rely on donations and interest earned on membership fees kept in fixed deposits to sustain their operations. A well-defined budget, along with clear financial guidelines, help manage resources effectively and prevent misuse. Managing committee members must be aware of financial management practices correctly, clearly and completely to enhance their understanding of ethical spending and the implications of financial mismanagement. Furthermore, establishing a system of checks and balances where financial decisions require validation from multiple stakeholders act as a safeguard against potential misconduct, thereby reinforcing the credibility of the association. The impact of mismanagement on alumni engagement can be profound. When alumni perceive that their contributions are not being used appropriately, their willingness to participate in association activities diminishes. This disengagement leads to a cycle of mistrust, where former members become disillusioned and withdraw their support, further damaging the association's reputation. To combat this, it is essential for alumni associations to proactively address any signs of financial misconduct and to communicate openly with all members about steps being taken to rectify issues. Rebuilding trust after a scandal is a challenging process, but it can be achieved through consistent efforts to demonstrate accountability and a genuine commitment to ethical governance, including but not limited to recovery of association money misused for personal use by managing committee members. Finally, the role of alumni in managing association finances cannot be understated. Engaging alumni in governance processes not only enhances transparency but also encourages collective responsibility for the association's financial health. Alumni can be invited to participate in managing committees or financial review boards, providing an additional layer of scrutiny. This involvement helps to create a culture where financial mismanagement is less likely to occur, as members are actively engaged in ensuring the integrity of their association. By harnessing the collective strength and vigilance of the alumni community, associations will be able to fortify their governance structures, effectively preventing the misuse of funds and fostering a renewed sense of trust and collaboration among all stakeholders. Do it yourself, DIY. Enjoy the pleasure of giving. Be yourself genuinely and proudly. Believe that you are ready for the next step. Please use this space for your own notes. Financial accountability in alumni associations. The best way to keep good acts in memory is to refresh them with new. Satish Dhawan. Successful people are people whose powers are shown in what they do and not in the mere talking and arguing, avoids metaphysical quibbling and quandaries, but applies themselves to the accomplishment of some good and useful end. Financial accountability is crucial for alumni associations, providing a solid foundation for ethical management and trust among members. Think of financial transparency like a clear window. When you can see through it, you trust what's on the other side. If committee members misuse funds, it's like having a tinted window that hides their actions, leading to distrust and disengagement from alumni, who may feel their contributions are not valued. The effects of poor financial management are significant. When alumni perceive misappropriation of funds, they tend to withdraw support both financially and socially. This disengagement traps the association in a cycle of mistrust, impacting its initiatives and community. Additionally, mismanagement leads to legal troubles, such as fines or criminal charges, which can tarnish both individual reputations and the association's image. To prevent these issues, alumni associations should adapt strong financial practices. These include but not limited to recovery of misused funds, creating clear financial policies, conducting regular independent audits, and requiring multiple approvals for spending decisions, much like having a team check each other's work in a group project. Transparency is key. Sharing financial reports and involving alumni in making financial decisions fosters a sense of shared responsibility. Rebuilding trust after financial scandals demands transparency and open dialogues. By implementing preventive strategies, such as whistleblower policies and actively engaging members in financial discussions, associations can recover and ensure a dependable atmosphere. In essence, good financial management is about building a community where every member feels secure and valued. Importance of financial transparency and accountability. Financial transparency and accountability are the cornerstones of ethical governance within alumni associations. It ensures that funds are managed transparently and responsibly, safeguarding the interests of all members. When managing committee members misuse association funds for personal gain, it not only erodes trust but also violates the foundational principles of the institution. This misuse manifests as overt extravagance, reminding eating machines, while the broader membership remains uninformed and passive, equated to sleeping machines. These dynamics highlight the critical need for mechanisms that enforce accountability and transparency, fostering an environment where all stakeholders feel secure and valued. The implications of financial mismanagement extend far beyond immediate fiscal losses. When alumni associations fail to adhere to accountability standards, they risk distancing their members and diminishing engagement. Alumni who perceive their contributions are being misappropriated are likely to withdraw their support, both financially and socially. This disengagement deadlocks the association's initiatives and diminishes its impact, ultimately leading to a cycle of distrust and disconnection. Thus, financial accountability is not merely a procedural necessity, it is integral to maintaining robust engagement and ensuring the longevity of alumni networks. Legal consequences also loom over instances of fund misappropriation, underscoring the importance of diligent financial management. Alumni associations are subject to regulatory scrutiny. Mismanagement leads to severe penalties, including fines or even criminal charges for those involved. Such outcomes tarnish not only the reputation of the individuals, but also the standing of the entire association as well as the institution. It is imperative that alumni associations adapt strict financial protocols and regularly audit their financial practices to mitigate these risks and protect their members. Transparency practices are essential in fostering a culture of accountability within alumni management committees. Regular financial reporting, open meetings, and accessible records are fundamental to instilling trust among members. By involving alumni in financial management roles, associations empower their constituents and promote a shared responsibility for financial stewardship. This collaborative approach not only enhances accountability, but also reinforces the bond between the association and its members, creating a community that collectively safeguards its resources. In the aftermath of financial scandals, rebuilding trust requires a multifaceted approach. Alumni associations must prioritize recovery of misused funds, ethical governance, implement robust financial management measures, and actively engage their members in financial discussions. Case studies of associations that have successfully navigated such crises serve as valuable blueprints for others. By learning from past mistakes and adapting strategies aimed at preventing fund misuse, alumni associations will be able to cultivate an environment where ethical governance flourishes, ensuring that the association remains a trusted and vital resource for all members. Best practices for financial management. Best practices for financial management in alumni associations are essential to foster ethical governance and ensure accountability. At the core of effective financial management is the establishment of a robust financial policy that outlines the procedures for budgeting, spending, and reporting. This policy should be transparent and accessible to all members of the association, reinforcing the commitment to financial integrity. Regular sessions arranged for members of the association, which includes the managing committee members in the form of lectures if arranged on financial regulations and ethical practices, will further enhance understanding and compliance, reducing the risk of misappropriation of funds. Financial accountability is paramount in alumni associations, that rely on the trust and commitment of their members. Implementing a system of checks and balances is crucial, wherein financial decisions require multiple approvals and regular independent audits are conducted by independent auditors. This practice not only deters potential misuse of funds but also builds confidence among alumni regarding the integrity of their association's financial practices. Furthermore, documenting and publicly sharing financial reports always help to maintain transparency and allow members to stay informed about how their contributions are being utilized. The impact of financial mismanagement on alumni engagement cannot be overstated. When trust is eroded due to fund misappropriation, alumni may become disengaged, leading to diminished participation in events and reduced donations. To counteract this, associations must actively communicate their financial health and strategies for improvement to their members. Engaging alumni in discussions about financial practices and seeking their input creates a sense of ownership and accountability, motivating them to uphold the standards of transparency and ethical governance. Legal consequences for fund misappropriation are severe, not only for individuals involved but also for the association as a whole. Alumni associations must be aware of the legal ramifications of financial misconduct, including potential lawsuits and loss of non-profit status. By fostering a culture of accountability and ethical behavior, associations can mitigate these risks. Incorporating legal aspects into financial management practices equips committee members with the knowledge necessary to navigate complex financial regulations, ultimately protecting the association from potential legal issues. In rebuilding trust after financial scandals, alumni associations must prioritize recovery of misused funds, transparency, and open communication. Developing clear strategies for preventing fund misuse, such as implementing whistleblower policies and encouraging members to report suspicious activities, always helps to restore faith in the association's leadership. Additionally, case studies of alumni associations that have successfully navigated financial crises also serve as valuable learning tools, illustrating effective recovery strategies. By actively involving alumni in managing finances and promoting ethical behavior, associations will be able to recover from past scandals and establish a resilient framework for future governance. Do it yourself, DIY. Enjoy the pleasure of giving. Be yourself genuinely and proudly. Believe that you are ready for the next step. Please use this space for your own notes. Please use this space for your own notes. Impact of mismanagement on alumni engagement. Knowledge is the wealth that multiplies when you give it away. S.R. Valluri. Try to become a person of value, then success and honor will seek after you. Mismanagement of funds in alumni associations leads to severe consequences that hurt both the association and its members. Think of an alumni association as a club that relies on trust. When committee members misuse funds for personal gains, it's like a betrayal that causes members to feel disillusioned. They may choose to withdraw their support, leading to a drop in participation at events and financial contributions. This creates a cycle where less engagement leads to an even weaker community. Trust and engagement. Trust is the backbone of alumni associations. When it is broken, alumni disengage, which leads to fewer members and a less vibrant community. Ethical governance. Strong ethical standards are vital to prevent misuse. Committee members must responsibly manage funds because they have a duty to put the group's needs first. When they prioritize personal interests, it harms the association's reputation. Legal consequences. Mismanagement leads to serious legal issues, including fines or even imprisonment for those involved. This not only affects individuals, but can also lead to lawsuits against the association itself. Promoting accountability. To prevent fund misuse, alumni associations should recover misused funds and adapt transparent financial practices such as regular independent audits and clear reporting. Engaging alumni in financial decisions helps create a sense of shared responsibility. Rebuilding trust. After a scandal, it's crucial for associations to recover misused funds and be open about their actions to restore trust. This involves involving members in revamping leadership and financial management to ensure better governance. By focusing on ethical management and transparent practices, alumni including recovery of misused funds associations can foster healthy engagement and support their communities effectively. Consequences of fund misappropriation. The consequences of fund misappropriation in alumni associations are far-reaching and detrimental to both the association and its members. When managing committee members misuse association funds for personal gain, it undermines the very purpose of the association, which is to foster a strong community that supports its members and the institution. This betrayal of trust leads to disengagement among alumni, who may feel disillusioned and less inclined to participate in activities or contribute financially in the future. The emotional toll on members witnessing the misuse of their contributions always creates a lasting rift between the alumni and the association, ultimately affecting the overall mission. Ethical governance is crucial for maintaining the integrity of alumni associations. When governance structures are either weak or non-existent, opportunities for fund misappropriation increase significantly. Managing committee members, acting as stewards of the association's resources, are entrusted with a fiduciary duty to manage funds responsibly. A breach of fiduciary duty always causes an advisor to have their license or designation suspended. However, when ethical standards are compromised, it becomes easier for individuals to prioritize personal interests over the collective good. This erosion of ethical values leads to a culture of silence where members feel unable to speak out against misconduct, further perpetuating the cycle of mismanagement. The impact of mismanagement extends beyond immediate financial losses. It also hinders alumni engagement. When trust is broken, alumni generally withdraw from participation, leading to reduced attendance at events, fewer contributions, and a decline in volunteerism. This disengagement creates a vicious cycle where the lack of involvement further diminishes the association's vibrancy and effectiveness. Additionally, a tarnished reputation makes it difficult to attract new members or retain existing ones, as potential members may be wary of associating with an association perceived to be mismanaged or corrupt. Legal consequences also arise from fund misappropriation, potentially exposing committee members to civil or criminal liability. In many jurisdictions, misusing funds leads to serious repercussions, including fines, restitution, and even imprisonment for those found guilty of fraud or breach of fiduciary duty. Furthermore, the association itself may face lawsuits from disgruntled members seeking to recover lost funds or damage to their reputation. The legal ramifications serve as a stark reminder of the importance of recovery of misused funds, financial accountability, and transparency in alumni associations. To prevent fund misuse, alumni associations must implement robust transparency practices and establish clear financial management mechanisms. Creating a culture of accountability begins with recovery of misused funds, regular audits, clear financial reporting, and open communication among members about how funds are allocated and used. Additionally, Involving alumni in financial management encourages a sense of shared responsibility and vigilance. By prioritizing ethical governance and ensuring financial accountability, alumni associations will be able to work towards rebuilding trust, fostering a positive environment, and ultimately enhancing their ability to serve their members effectively. Repercussions for alumni engagement. The misuse of association funds by managing committee members always have severe repercussions on alumni engagement, undermining the very foundation of trust that these associations rely on. When alumni associations become entangled in scandals involving financial misappropriation, the immediate effect is often a significant erosion of confidence among members. Alumni who once actively participated in events, contributed financially and engaged with the association withdraw their support and involvement. This disengagement creates a ripple effect, leading to a decline in membership numbers and an overall weakening of the community that alumni associations strive to foster. Ethical governance plays a crucial role in maintaining the integrity of alumni associations. When committee members prioritize personal interests over their fiduciary duties, it not only jeopardizes the financial health of the association but also tarnishes its reputation. The perception of unethical practices always deters prospective members from joining or contributing, as potential alumni fear that their contributions might be mismanaged. To prevent such situations, establishing a strong framework for ethical governance is essential. This includes recovery of misused funds, creating clear policies, following ethical standards, and implementing checks and balances to ensure accountability. The financial accountability of alumni associations is critical for sustaining alumni engagement. Transparency in financial reporting allows members to understand how their contributions are being utilized and fosters a sense of community ownership. When financial mismanagement occurs, it always leads to legal consequences for those involved, including fines or criminal charges. Furthermore, the association itself will face lawsuits or increased scrutiny from regulatory bodies, further damaging its reputation and ability to operate effectively. To mitigate these risks, alumni associations must recover misused funds, adapt rigorous financial management practices, such as regular audits and transparent budgeting processes. The impact of mismanagement extends beyond immediate financial losses. It also leads to long-lasting damage to alumni engagement. Alumni who feel that their trust has been breached are less likely to participate in future initiatives or support the association financially. Rebuilding trust after such scandals necessitates a commitment to recover misused funds and adapt transparency and accountability. Alumni associations must actively communicate the steps they are taking to rectify past mistakes, including restructuring leadership and enhancing management mechanisms. Engaging alumni in these processes always helps to restore their faith in the association and encourage them to play a role in its recovery. Finally, it is essential to understand the psychological profile of committee members who engage in fund misuse. Factors such as a desire for power, lack of empathy, or a sense of entitlement and self-rewards always contribute to unethical behavior. By recognizing these traits, alumni associations must implement strategies to prevent fund misuse, such as thorough vetting processes for managing committee members and fostering a culture of ethical behaviors. Furthermore, empowering alumni to take an active role in managing association finances always creates a sense of shared responsibility, which is vital for rebuilding trust and ensuring the long-term sustainability of the association. Please use this space for your own notes. Do it yourself, DIY. Enjoy the pleasure of giving. Cheer for victory of others. Compete against an earlier version of yourself. Please use this space for your own notes. Legal consequences of fund misappropriation in alumni associations. The success comes before work only in the dictionary. K.P. Rao. Leaders possess the capacity to combine old ideas and concepts in order to create new ones. They never believe that there is only one way to accomplish any task. True leaders are never prisoners of tradition. Now it is the right time to discuss the legal implications surrounding misappropriation of funds within alumni associations, emphasizing the importance of ethical governance and financial accountability. The simplified breakdown of the key points includes, but not limited to: understanding the laws. Alumni associations operate under strict laws that ensure funds are used properly. These laws are like rules in a game, helping everyone know how to behave and what is expected. This is crucial for everyone involved, members, officers, and students alike, because it fosters integrity. Misuse of funds. Using association funds for personal gain is strictly prohibited and will have serious legal consequences. If leaders don't do their job well, like a captain failing to steer a ship, they may face lawsuits or lose their association's non-profit status. Fostering transparency. Just as a glass jar lets you see its contents, alumni associations are encouraged to be open about their finances. Regular reporting and audits help members understand where money goes, fostering trust and encouraging participation in the association's activities. Learning from case studies. Examples of past mismanagements show the real-world impact of financial misconduct. For instance, one case involved members misusing funds meant for scholarships for personal parties, which led to scandals and legal action, damaging trust among alumni. Rebuilding trust. After a financial scandal, restoring credibility can be challenging. Many associations implement better financial practices, recover misused funds, and engage alumni in management to rebuild relationships and restore confidence. Creating a supportive environment. Lastly, ethical leadership training for all members of alumni associations helps managing committee members to understand their social responsibilities. Emphasizing integrity helps strengthen the alumni community, making it more resilient in the face of challenges. By focusing on recovering misused funds, transparency, accountability, and proactive engagement, alumni associations can protect themselves from the pitfalls of fund misappropriation and enhance their overall effectiveness. Overview of relevant laws. The landscape of alumni associations is governed by a complex framework of laws and regulations designed to ensure ethical governance and financial accountability. These laws set the foundation for how associations operate, focusing on the proper use of funds and the responsibilities of managing committee members. Understanding the legal requirements is essential for all stakeholders, including members of the alumni associations, office bearers, managing committee members, advisors, patrons, students, faculty members, and all others who are either directly or indirectly connected with the association as they navigate the challenges of maintaining integrity within their associations. Knowledge of laws and outlines of the legal obligations of alumni associations, emphasizing transparency and accountability in financial dealings, are essential for all stakeholders. One critical aspect of the relevant laws is the prohibition against the misuse of association funds for personal benefit. The legal framework categorically defines what constitutes misappropriation and the potential consequences for individuals found guilty of such actions. Misuse of funds not only undermines the integrity of the association but also erodes trust among members. Those in leadership positions must be aware of their fiduciary duties, which include acting in good faith and exercising due diligence in managing resources. Failure to adhere to these responsibilities always leads to severe legal repercussions, including lawsuits and loss of non-profit status. Ethical governance is heavily emphasized in the legal guidelines that govern alumni associations. These guidelines encourage practices that promote transparency, such as recovery of misused funds, regular financial reporting and audits. Such measures help ensure that all members can scrutinize the financial activities of the association. Additionally, implementing effective financial management mechanisms where alumni actively participate in monitoring financial practices always significantly reduce the risk of fund mismanagement. By fostering an environment of transparency and accountability, associations can mitigate the adverse effects of misconduct and enhance engagement among members. The impact of mismanagement on alumni engagement cannot be overstated. When funds are misappropriated, it not only affects the financial health of the association but also diminishes the willingness of alumni to participate in activities and contribute to the association. Legal frameworks acknowledge this impact and encourage alumni associations to adapt strategic measures to prevent fund misuse. By implementing robust financial controls including recovery of misused funds and transparency practices, associations will be able to rebuild trust and ensure that alumni feel valued and invested in their community. Finally, the journey of rebuilding trust after financial scandals is complex but necessary for the long-term sustainability of alumni associations. Legal consequences for fund misappropriation often include public scrutiny and reputational damage that can linger even after corrective actions are taken. Therefore, it is crucial for associations to engage in open dialogues, share lessons learned and demonstrate a commitment to ethical governance. By actively involving alumni in managing finances and fostering a culture of transparency, associations will be able to comply with legal requirements and cultivate a stronger, more engaged alumni network committed to ethical practices. Case studies of legal action. Case studies of legal action taken against alumni associations reveal the serious implications of financial mismanagement and the necessity for ethical governance within these associations. One notable instance involved an alumni association where committee members misappropriated funds for personal expenses, leading to significant legal repercussions. The case underscored the importance of financial accountability, as members discovered discrepancies when reviewing annual financial reports. This prompted an investigation that resulted in the resignation of several committee members and legal actions against those found guilty of embezzlement. The fallout not only affected the individuals involved but also eroded trust among the alumni community, demonstrating the direct impact of financial misconduct on alumni engagement. In another case, an alumni association faced scrutiny after it was revealed that funds earmarked for student scholarships were instead used to cover lavish events for committee members. This misuse not only violated the ethical standards expected of such associations but also triggered a class action lawsuit by disgruntled alumni who felt betrayed. The legal proceedings highlighted the need for transparency in financial practices and the establishment of checks and balances within alumni associations. As a result, many associations began to implement stricter financial management measures, recognizing that fostering an environment of transparency and accountability is essential in preventing future scandals. The consequences of fund misappropriation extend beyond legal penalties. They also lead to long-lasting damage to alumni relations. An example can be seen in an association that, after a scandal involving financial misconduct, struggled to re-engage its members. Many alumni chose to withdraw their support, both financially and in terms of participation. This case illustrates how mismanagement always alienates stakeholders and diminish the overall effectiveness of alumni associations. The need for proactive strategies to rebuild trust became paramount, prompting the association to launch initiatives aimed at increasing transparency and fostering an inclusive environment that encouraged alumni participation in governance. To combat fund misuse, various alumni associations have adapted best practices in financial governance. Implementing regular audits, establishing clear guidelines for fund allocation and creating opportunities for alumni to participate in financial management functions and all other strategies including but not limited to recovery of misused funds that have proven effective. One association, for instance, implemented a financial management committee composed of alumni volunteers, which not only increased transparency but also restored confidence in the association's financial practices. By empowering alumni to take an active role in managing finances, associations always mitigate the risk of misuse and enhance their credibility. Finally, the psychological profile of committee members who engage in fund misuse often reveals a complex interplay of motivations, including a sense of entitlement and self-rewards, a disconnect from the community they serve. Understanding these factors is crucial for developing interventions aimed at preventing such behavior. Programs focusing on ethical leadership and the societal impacts of financial misconduct always help to cultivate a more responsible mindset among committee members. In the aftermath of scandals, emphasizing the importance of recovery of misused funds, integrity and accountability helps alumni associations to recover from their missteps but also emerge stronger and more unified, ultimately fostering a more resilient community. Do it yourself, DIY. Enjoy the pleasure of giving. Concentrate on things you can control. Create your own happiness. Please use this space for your own notes. Transparency practices for Alumni Associations Management Committee. Success is walking from failure to failure with no loss of enthusiasm. B.R. Somshikhar. Character development is a series of choices. Learn from experiences and apply the wisdom learned. Generally, people are doomed to continually repeat the mistakes they have made in the past by repetition of acts, and hence the character becomes slowly but decidedly formed. Transparency is essential in building a trustworthy and effective alumni association, much like how clear communication is vital for a good friendship. When alumni committees operate transparently, they prevent misuse of funds and create an environment where everyone feels involved and valued. Building trust. Just as friends need to be honest to maintain a relationship, alumni associations need transparency to build trust among members. When everyone knows how funds are managed, there's less room for misbehavior. Engagement matters. When alumni understand how their contributions are being used, they are more likely to participate and support the association. Imagine a team where all members have a say in decisions. It creates a stronger bond and commitment. Legal safeguards. Transparency protects against legal issues. Just like obeying traffic rules keeps you safe, alumni associations must follow financial regulations. When everyone is aware of these, it fosters accountability and discourages misuse of funds. Regular financial reports. Sharing financial updates allows everyone to see where funds go, just like showing your friends your savings progress encourages support for a shared goal. Involve alumni in financial management. Engaging alumni in making financial decisions brings diverse viewpoints into play, creating a richer, more thoughtful approach, similar to a brainstorming session among friends. Open communication channels. It is necessary to establish anonymous ways for members to voice concerns to ensure that everyone feels safe in speaking up, much like having a friend you can confide in. Educational workshops. Programs to be arranged to familiarize members of the association, which includes managing committee members about ethical practices and the implications of fund misuse to equip them with knowledge to act responsibly. By implementing these strategies, alumni associations can effectively promote transparency, foster engagement, recover misused funds, and ultimately build a stronger, more connected community. Importance of transparency. Transparency is the fundamental pillar in establishing a trustworthy and effective alumni association. The importance of transparency cannot be overstated, particularly when it comes to preventing the misuse of association funds. When managing committee members operate without transparency and accountability, they exploit their positions for personal gain, leading to a culture of distrust among alumni. This issue is worsened by the tendency of some members to engage in unethical practices while others remain unaware of the severe implications. By fostering an environment of openness, alumni associations can discourage corrupt practices and ensure that all members are informed about financial decisions and activities. Ethical governance is essential for the sustainability of any alumni association. Transparency in decision-making processes and financial reporting fosters a culture of integrity and accountability. Members of an association engage positively when they know that their contributions are being used appropriately and that they have a voice in how funds are allocated. Furthermore, ethical governance establishes clear policies and procedures that guide all members, ensuring that everyone is held to the same standards. This creates a more cohesive and engaged alumni community, where trust is built through consistent and transparent practices. The impact of mismanagement and lack of transparency will be detrimental to alumni engagement. When members feel disconnected from the financial workings of their association, they become disengaged or even disillusioned. This disengagement manifests as reduced participation in events, decreased financial support, and a general decline in the sense of community. Conversely, when alumni associations prioritize transparency, they enhance member engagement. By openly communicating financial health, strategic goals, and the impact of alumni contributions, associations can invigorate their members' sense of belonging and commitment. Legal consequences of fund misappropriation serve as another crucial aspect of the discussion on transparency. Alumni associations are subject to laws and regulations governing financial practices. Mismanagement of funds leads to legal repercussions for individuals involved and also tarnish the reputation of the entire association as well as the institution itself. Transparency acts as a safeguard against such consequences by ensuring that financial practices are conducted in compliance with established guidelines. When members are aware of these legal frameworks, they are more likely to hold their peers accountable, fostering a culture that prioritizes ethical behavior. Implementing transparency practices within alumni committees involves several strategies that significantly mitigate the risk of fund misuse. Regular financial audits, open forums for discussion, and accessible financial reports are vital tools that can be employed to promote transparency. Involving alumni in the management of association finances encourages a shared sense of responsibility and active participation. Additionally, addressing the psychological profiles of committee members helps to identify potential risks for corruption and promote ethical behavior. Ultimately, rebuilding trust after financial scandals requires sustained efforts towards recovery of misused funds for personal use, transparency, accountability, and inclusive governance, ensuring that alumni associations can thrive and serve their communities effectively. Effective transparency strategies. Transparency is the cornerstone of ethical governance in alumni associations, serving to prevent the misuse of funds and fostering a culture of accountability. To combat issues such as the personal appropriation of association funds by committee members, it is vital for associations to adapt clear financial practices that encourage openness. Implementing regular financial reporting significantly diminishes the likelihood of misappropriation, as it allows all stakeholders, including students, teaching faculty members, advisors, patrons and alumni, to have access to the financial health of the association. Such practices build trust and also ensure that any discrepancies can be identified and addressed promptly. Engaging alumni in financial management roles is another effective strategy for enhancing transparency. By involving alumni in financial decision-making processes, associations benefit from diverse perspectives and experiences, which leads to better financial management. This involvement takes the form of advisory committees or regular consultations during meetings, where alumni will be able to review budget proposals and expenditures. Alumni participation fosters a sense of ownership and responsibility among alumni while also providing a check against potential mismanagement by managing committee members, which is essential to cultivate a culture of integrity within alumni associations. By educating all members of the alumni associations, including office bearers and managing committee members, about the legal implications of fund misappropriation and the ethical standards expected of them, associations will be able to empower their leaders to act responsibly. Workshops and seminars covering topics such as financial accountability, the importance of transparency, and the impact of mismanagement on alumni engagement are to be arranged periodically to educate members to go a long way in discouraging all kinds of corrupt practices within the alumni association. This proactive approach not only equips committee members with the necessary knowledge but also reinforces the association's commitment to ethical practices. Implementing a robust system for reporting and addressing grievances related to fund misuse is crucial for maintaining transparency. Alumni associations should establish clear channels through which members can report concerns anonymously without fear of retaliation. This openness discourages misconduct and also demonstrates to all stakeholders that the association is committed to accountability. Regular audits, both internal and external, are necessary to further enhance trust by providing an objective assessment of financial practices and ensuring compliance with established guidelines. Finally, case studies of alumni associations that have successfully navigated misconduct will serve as valuable learning tools. By examining the steps taken to recover from financial scandals, associations are required to identify effective strategies for rebuilding trust and improving transparency. Sharing these lessons within the alumni association in particular and the broader community in general encourages a culture of learning and vigilance. Ultimately, fostering transparency not only protects against financial mismanagement but also strengthens the bonds between managing committee members, alumni, students, faculty members, advisors, past presidents, patrons and the members of the association in particular and the younger generation and public in general, which paves the way for a more collaborative and engaged community. Do it yourself, DIY. Enjoy the pleasure of giving. Enjoy the things you already have. Enter new relationship for right reasons. Please use this space for your own notes. Case studies of alumni associations facing misconduct. The only way to get started is to quit talking and begin doing. Dr. Narayana Iyengar. While it is wise to learn from experience, it is wiser to learn from the experience of others. There isn't enough time to learn everything in life by trial and error. We must learn from life lessons of one another. Alumni associations, much like a community of friends, rely on trust and ethical behavior to thrive. However, when some members misuse funds, it leads to serious consequences for the entire group. One major issue highlighted in several case studies is mismanagement of funds. For example, in a well-known case, committee members spent money donated by alumni on lavish meals and vacations instead of meaningful projects. This betrayal not only depleted the association's finances, but also shattered trust among its members, who felt deceived about how their contributions were being used. To combat such issues, it's crucial for alumni associations to have strong governance. This means having checks and balances, like regular audits and transparent financial reporting. Without these, complacency can set in, leading to more opportunities for misconduct. If alumni members see that their money is not being handled responsibly, they may disengage, attending fewer events and reducing support for future initiatives. This creates a cycle of declining trust and resources. Legal repercussions also serve as a warning. Some associations have faced lawsuits for fund misuse, outcomes that not only lead to financial penalties but also damage reputations, which take years to rebuild. To prevent misuse, alumni associations should prioritize transparency and engagement. Strategies like open financial discussions and involving alumni in financial decision-making processes promotes accountability and trust. Ultimately, by fostering a culture of ethics and vigilance, alumni associations can protect their integrity and better serve their members. Notable cases of mismanagement. Notable cases of mismanagement within alumni associations serve as simple reminders of the potential pitfalls faced by the alumni association. One infamous instance involved a prominent alumni association where committee members were found to have misappropriated funds for personal luxuries, including extravagant meals and vacations. While these members enjoyed a lifestyle funded by the very contributions of alumni, the wider membership remained unaware, often believing their donations were being utilized for meaningful projects and initiatives. This betrayal not only strained the financial resources of the association but also eroded trust among alumni, who felt deceived and powerless in the face of blatant misuse. Ethical governance is the cornerstone of any successful alumni association, yet it is often compromised by a lack of financial management and accountability. In another notable case, an association failed to implement effective checks and balances, leading to a culture of complacency among committee members. Without regular audits and transparent reporting, the potential for misconduct increased significantly. This case highlights the importance of establishing robust governance frameworks that prioritize ethical behavior, ensuring that all members understand their fiduciary responsibilities and the consequences of failing to uphold them. The impact of mismanagement on alumni engagement is profound and long-lasting. In the aftermath of financial scandals, many alumni feel disillusioned and may choose to disengage from their associations altogether. A case study involving an association that experienced significant fund misappropriation revealed a sharp decline in event attendance and participation in fundraising efforts. Alumni who once felt a sense of pride in their association began to question its integrity, leading to a decreased willingness to support future initiatives. This disengagement creates a vicious cycle, where dwindling resources further exacerbate the problems of mismanagement and ethical breaches. Legal consequences for fund misappropriation also serve as a deterrent for potential misconduct. In one case, an alumni association faced legal action when it was discovered that a committee member had embezzled funds intended for scholarships. The fallout included not only financial penalties but also damage to the association's as well as institution's reputation, which took years to rebuild. Such cases underscore the need for rigorous financial accountability measures within alumni association, as they not only protect the association's resources but also uphold the trust placed in managing committee members by the members of alumni association. To prevent fund misuse, alumni associations must adopt comprehensive transparency practices that foster a culture of accountability. Strategies such as regular financial reporting, independent audits, and active alumni involvement in financial management significantly reduce the likelihood of mismanagement. Furthermore, understanding the psychological profile of committee members who engage in fund misuse provides valuable insights into prevention strategies. By prioritizing recovery of misused funds, ethical governance, and fostering an environment of transparency, alumni associations will be able to begin to rebuild trust, ensuring that they serve their members effectively and honorably. Lessons learned from misconduct. Misconduct within alumni associations, particularly the misuse of funds by managing committee members, serves as a cautionary tale about the critical importance of ethical governance and financial accountability. When those in leadership positions exploit their roles for personal gain, it not only undermines the integrity of the association but also erodes the trust of the very members it aims to serve. Alumni associations function as vital networks that foster connections and support among former students. Thus, any breach of trust will have long-lasting repercussions on alumni engagement. As stakeholders, members must remain vigilant and proactive in ensuring transparency and accountability within their associations. The consequences of mismanagement are severe, impacting not only the financial health of the association but also its reputation and ability to attract new members. When funds are misappropriated, the immediate result is often a reduction in resources available for programs, scholarships, and events that benefit alumni and current students. This loss leads to disillusionment among members, who may feel their contributions are not being utilized effectively. Furthermore, the association will have to face legal repercussions, including lawsuits and regulatory penalties, which further drains resources and distract from its mission. Such situations highlight the need for robust financial management mechanisms to prevent ethical lapses. Transparency practices are essential in rebuilding trust after financial scandals. Alumni management committees must implement clear policies regarding financial transactions, including regular audits and open financial reports to members. Establishing a culture of transparency not only deters misconduct but also encourages active participation from alumni in managing the association's finances. By creating an environment where members feel empowered to ask questions and hold leadership accountable, associations will be able to foster a sense of ownership and commitment to ethical practices. This engagement is crucial for rebuilding trust and ensuring that the association reflects the values of its members. Case studies of alumni associations that have faced misconduct provide valuable lessons in recovery of funds misused by managing committee members for personal use and reform. Some associations have successfully navigated scandals by adapting comprehensive strategies that emphasize ethical leadership, rigorous financial management, and engagement of all members. These case studies often reveal common themes: the importance of cultivating a strong ethical culture, the necessity of regular discussion with members of alumni association on financial management, and the role of alumni in monitoring financial activities. Learning from these examples guides associations in implementing preventive measures against fund misuse and establishing a framework for ethical governance. Finally, understanding the psychological profile of committee members who engage in fund misuse will illuminate potential risk factors and preventive strategies. Often, individuals who succumb to unethical practices are motivated by personal financial pressures, a desire for power, or a lack of accountability. By addressing these underlying issues and promoting a culture of integrity, alumni associations will be able to better equip themselves to prevent misconduct. Additionally, encouraging open dialogue about ethical dilemmas and fostering a supportive community helps to deter potential mismanagement. Ultimately, the path to recovery of misused funds for personal use by managing committee members from scandals involves not just addressing past mistakes but also laying a strong foundation for future ethical governance and trust within the alumni network. Please use this space for your own notes. Do it yourself, DIY. Enjoy the pleasure of giving. Face problems head on. Focus on possibility of positive outcomes. Please use this space for your own notes. Strategies for preventing fund misuse in alumni associations. The secret of change is to focus all of your energy on building the new. R.P. Shenoy. Always be solution-oriented in your thinking, because the answer to your problem is always right in front of you. Be willing to pay the price to implement your decision because wishful thinking never solved any problem. Alumni associations, much like a community of friends, rely on trust and ethical behavior to thrive. However, when some members misuse funds, it can lead to serious consequences for the entire group. One major issue highlighted in these case studies is mismanagement of funds. For example, in a well-known case, committee members spent money donated by alumni on lavish meals and vacations instead of meaningful projects. This betrayal not only depleted the association's finances but also shattered trust among its members, who felt deceived about how their contributions were being used. To combat such issues, it's crucial for alumni associations to have strong governance. This means having checks and balances, like regular audits and transparent financial reporting. Without these, complacency sets in, leading to more opportunities for misconduct. If alumni members see that their money is not being handled responsibly, they may disengage, attending fewer events and reducing support for future initiatives. This creates a cycle of declining trust and resources. Legal repercussions also serve as a warning. Some associations have faced lawsuits for fund misuse, outcomes that not only lead to financial penalties but also damage reputations, which take years to rebuild. To prevent misuse, alumni associations should prioritize recovery of misused funds, transparency, and engagement. Strategies like open financial discussions and involving alumni in financial decision-making processes can promote accountability and trust. Ultimately, by fostering a culture of ethics and vigilance, alumni associations can protect their integrity and better serve their members. Proactive measures for prevention. Proactive measures for prevention are essential in safeguarding the integrity and reputation of alumni associations. Misuse of association funds significantly undermine trust, creating a rift between managing committee members and the wider membership of the association. To combat this, establishing a robust ethical governance framework is crucial. This framework should define clear roles and responsibilities, ensuring that all members understand their obligations and the consequences of unethical behavior. Regular discussions reinforce the importance of ethical conduct, fostering a culture of accountability and transparency within the association. Financial transparency and accountability are the vital aspect in preventing fund misuse. Alumni associations must recover misused funds, implement comprehensive financial management systems that include regular audits and financial reporting. By adapting best practices in financial management, associations will be able to detect discrepancies early and address them before they escalate into serious issues. Moreover, involving alumni in financial management roles enhances accountability, as these stakeholders have a vested interest in the proper management of resources. This collaborative approach empowers alumni and also strengthens their connection to the association. The impact of mismanagement on alumni engagement cannot be overstated. When members perceive that funds are being misused, their trust in the association diminishes, leading to decreased participation and support. To mitigate this risk, misused funds are to be recovered from managing committee members and transparency practices must be prioritized. Regularly sharing financial reports and updates with the alumni community fosters an environment of openness and trust. Additionally, creating platforms for feedback allows members to voice their concerns and suggestions, ensuring that they feel valued and heard. This two-way communication enhances engagement and commitment to the association's mission. The legal consequences of fund misuse or misappropriation are severe and damaging to an alumni association's reputation as well as the institution itself. Establishing clear policies regarding the handling of funds and the repercussions for violations is essential. Engaging legal experts to review these policies helps to ensure compliance with relevant laws and regulations, minimizing the risk of legal action. Furthermore, educating management committee members in particular and all members of the alumni association in general about the legal implications of fund misuse will serve as a deterrent, reinforcing the importance of maintaining ethical standards and protecting the association from potential scandals. Finally, examining the psychological profiles of committee members who engage in fund misuse also provide insights into their motivations and behaviors. Understanding these factors informs strategies for prevention, such as selecting committee members based on integrity and commitment to the association's mission. Developing a strong election process that emphasizes ethical behavior coupled with ongoing support and mentorship cultivates a leadership team dedicated to fostering a culture of trust and accountability. By implementing these proactive measures, alumni associations can effectively prevent fund misuse and work towards recovery of misused funds for rebuilding trust after any financial scandals. Role of discussion and education. Discussion and education play a crucial role in fostering ethical governance within alumni associations, particularly in light of the various challenges posed by the misuse of funds. By equipping committee members and stakeholders with the knowledge and skills necessary to uphold the integrity of their associations, institutions will be able to significantly mitigate the risks associated with financial mismanagement. Comprehensive training programs to address critical topics such as transparency, financial accountability, ethical decision-making, and the legal consequences of fund misappropriation are to be arranged to all members of the association, including managing committee members, to learn the ethics of financial management. This proactive approach helps to prevent misconduct and also instills a culture of transparency and trust that is vital for the long-term success of alumni associations. One of the key components of effective discussions is the need to emphasize the importance of financial management. Alumni associations often operate with limited resources, making it essential for managing committee members to understand their fiduciary responsibilities. Discussions covering recovery of misused funds, best practices in budgeting, transparency in accounting and financial reporting ensures that all members are well versed in the mechanisms of financial accountability. By fostering a thorough understanding of these principles, associations can create an environment where adherence to ethical standards is the norm rather than the exception. This not only safeguards the association's resources but also strengthens the bond between alumni and their associations. Furthermore, educational initiatives will help in addressing the psychological profiles of committee members who engage in fund misuse. By understanding the motivations and pressures that lead to unethical behavior, discussions are to be designed to promote ethical leadership and accountability. Discussions around case studies of alumni associations that have faced misconduct provide valuable lessons on the consequences of mismanagement and the importance of maintaining high ethical standards. These insights encourage committee members to reflect on their own actions and the potential impacts on their associations and the broader community. In addition to periodic discussions with alumni, the managing committee members are required to involve alumni in the management of association finances. Engaging alumni in financial governance not only enhances transparency but also fosters a sense of ownership and responsibility among members. Educational workshops that focus on the role of alumni in monitoring financial practices empowers them to take an active stance in ensuring ethical governance. This collaborative approach helps create a robust system of checks and balances, which is essential for preventing fund misuse and restoring trust in associations that have suffered from past scandals. Ultimately, the role of periodic discussions in alumni associations cannot be overstated. As institutions work to rebuild trust following instances of financial misconduct, a solid foundation of informed and ethical leadership is paramount. By prioritizing comprehensive discussion sessions to emphasize recovery of misused funds, accountability, transparency, and alumni engagement, associations will be able to effectively combat the misuse of funds and foster a culture of integrity. This commitment to association not only protects the financial health of the association but also strengthens the bonds between alumni and their associations, paving the way for a more vibrant and engaged community. Do it yourself, DIY. Enjoy the pleasure of giving. Forgive yourself and others. Give new people you meet a chance. Please use this space for your own notes. Please use this space for your own notes. Role of alumni in managing association finances. Give up the good to become the great. A.V. Krishnamurthy. The information you receive and act upon determines what your life comes out with. The way you react to issues is a function of the information you have in your mind. Preventing fund misuse in alumni associations is vital for maintaining trust and integrity. Here's a simple breakdown of key strategies. Establish clear governance. Think of the governance framework as a sturdy foundation for a house. It outlines roles and responsibilities so everyone knows what's expected. Regular discussions about ethics help reinforce this foundation and build a culture of accountability. Ensure financial accountability. The financial management is like a watchful guard. Implementing regular audits and financial reports helps catch discrepancies early. By involving alumni in financial roles, associations enhance accountability and empower alumni to feel connected to the association. Promote transparency. Transparency is like an open book. Sharing financial updates keeps alumni informed and boosts trust. Creating feedback platforms allows members to voice concerns, making everyone feel valued and engaged. Understand legal implications. Funds mismanaged often lead to serious legal trouble, just like breaking the rules in a game result in penalties. Associations should have clear policies about fund handling and educate members on the legal consequences to deter unethical behavior. Foster ethical leadership. Committee members should be chosen for their integrity, akin to selecting team leaders who prioritize the game over personal glory. Ongoing training and discussions about ethics help instill a culture of trust and accountability for all members of the association, which includes managing committee members. By implementing these strategies, alumni associations can effectively prevent fund misuse, recover misused funds, rebuild trust, and foster a vibrant community. Engaging alumni in financial management and maintaining open communication are key to creating a responsible and trustworthy environment. Engaging alumni in financial management. Engaging alumni in financial management is crucial for fostering a culture of ethical governance within alumni associations. Alumni, as stakeholders, have a vested interest in ensuring that their contributions are used effectively and transparently. By involving alumni in financial management, associations will be able to leverage their expertise and insights, creating a system of checks and balances that deters the misuse of funds. This collaborative approach not only enhances accountability, but also empowers alumni to take an active role in shaping the future of the association. A significant concern in many alumni associations is the potential for committee members to misappropriate funds for personal gain. The phenomenon of managing committee members acting as eating machines while the broader membership remains passive as sleeping machines leads to a culture of satisfaction. To counteract this, it is essential to establish clear financial policies and financial management mechanisms that involve alumni in the financial decision-making process. Regular financial reviews conducted by alumni volunteers helps to identify irregularities early and foster a sense of collective responsibility among members. The impact of mismanagement on alumni engagement is profound. When trust is eroded due to financial misconduct, alumni disengage themselves, leading to a decline in participation and support for the association. Rebuilding this trust requires a commitment to recover misused funds, maintaining the transparency and accountability in all financial matters. Engaging alumni in financial management serves as a vital step in this process, as it demonstrates a willingness to involve the community in governance and ensures that funds are used in alignment with the association's mission. Transparency practices, such as publicizing financial reports and involving alumni in budget discussions, certainly rebuilds confidence among members. The legal consequences of fund misappropriation are severe for alumni associations. Mismanagement damages the association's reputation and also leads to legal repercussions for individuals involved. By engaging alumni in financial management, associations will be able to mitigate the risk of misconduct and ensure adherence to legal standards. This proactive approach helps to create a culture of ethical behavior, where the potential for misappropriation is minimized through collective vigilance and accountability. Lastly, understanding the psychological profiles of committee members who engage in fund misuse will be able to provide necessary and sufficient strategies for prevention. By fostering an environment of ethical governance and encouraging alumni to participate in management, associations can create a culture that discourages unethical behavior. Educational initiatives focusing on accountability, ethics, and the importance of financial integrity further strengthens this culture. Ultimately, engaging alumni in financial management not only protects the association's resources but also fosters a renewed sense of community and trust, essential for long-term success. Building a culture of accountability. Building a culture of accountability within alumni associations is essential for ensuring ethical governance and fostering trust among members. Misuse of association funds for personal gain by managing committee members undermines the very foundation of these associations. When committee members prioritize their interests over the collective well-being, it leads to disillusionment among alumni, who often feel like mere contributors rather than active participants in their associations. To combat this, it is crucial to establish a framework of accountability that includes clear guidelines and expectations for all members involved in governance. Financial accountability in alumni associations is a critical component of transparency and ethical management. Implementing regular financial audits, creating detailed budgets and making financial reports accessible to all members promotes a sense of ownership and responsibility. When members are informed about how funds are allocated and spent, it reduces the likelihood of misappropriation and builds a culture where accountability is valued and upheld. Transparency practices, such as open meetings and accessible financial documentation, empower alumni to question decisions and hold managing committee members accountable. The impact of mismanagement on alumni engagement cannot be overstated. When trust is broken due to financial misconduct, alumni disengage themselves entirely, leading to decreased participation in events, fundraising efforts, and overall support for the association. This disengagement perpetuates a cycle of mistrust and apathy that will be challenging to reverse. To rebuild this trust, associations must demonstrate a commitment to ethical practices and recover misused funds and actively involve alumni in financial management roles. By engaging alumni in financial decision-making processes, associations will be able to leverage their insights and foster a collective responsibility towards ethical governance. Legal consequences of fund misappropriation are another critical aspect that alumni associations must consider. Mismanagement leads to serious legal ramifications, including lawsuits and loss of non-profit status. Awareness of these potential consequences should motivate committee members to act ethically and responsibly. Additionally, implementing periodic discussions on legal and ethical standards equips committee members with the knowledge necessary and sufficient to navigate complex financial landscapes. Understanding the legal implications of their actions dissuades members from engaging in corrupt practices, ultimately benefiting the association as a whole. Finally, rebuilding trust after financial scandals requires a comprehensive approach that includes recovery of misused funds, open communication, accountability measures, and a commitment to ethical governance. Case studies of other alumni associations that have faced similar challenges also provide valuable lessons on effective recovery of misused funds for personal use by managing committee members and appropriate strategies. By adapting best practices from these examples, associations can create an environment where ethical behavior is rewarded and transparency is the norm. Encouraging a culture of accountability not only helps prevent future misconduct but also strengthens the bond between alumni and their associations, ensuring a vibrant and engaged community for years to come. Do it yourself, DIY. Enjoy the pleasure of giving. Give your ideas and dreams a chance. Help those around you. Please use this space for your own notes. Please use this space for your own notes. Psychological profile of committee members engaging in funds misuse. The highest reward for your work is what you become by it. B.V. Srinivasa Rao. Every new season brings new demand. Every new season must be embraced with new changes. To get a new result, you need to take a new step. Understanding why some committee members mismanage funds in alumni associations is key to preventing corruption and promoting ethical behavior. Sense of entitlement. Some committee members view their positions as a reward, justifying fund misuse as compensation for their work. This mindset blurs the lines between personal gain and the association's benefit, making it vital to recognize these psychological traits to foster accountability. Lack of transparency. Many financial operations lack management, allowing misuse to slip through the cracks. When financial activities aren't regularly audited or reported, trust among members diminishes, as they may feel their contributions aren't being used properly. By incorporating regular checks and clear reporting, associations can reinforce a culture of integrity. Impact of mismanagement. Misuse of funds leads to lower alumni engagement. Members get disillusioned and withdraw support, creating a cycle of decline in participation and funding. It's crucial to understand that maintaining trust is as important as managing finances. Legal consequences. Misappropriating funds has serious legal implications, including potential criminal charges. By implementing strict policies and consequences for misuse, associations can deter unethical behavior. Proactive strategies. Engaging alumni in financial management and discussing ethical practices can promote transparency. A collective commitment to integrity and accountability is essential for rebuilding trust in the aftermath of any financial misconduct. Recognizing these factors helps create a framework for ethical governance, ensuring that alumni associations thrive and maintain their members' trust. Understanding motivations behind misuse. Understanding the motivations behind the misuse of funds in alumni associations is crucial for addressing the root causes of corruption and fostering ethical governance. One of the primary motivations often stems from a sense of entitlement and self-rewards among committee members. When individuals perceive their role in the association as a position of power, they always justify the misuse of funds as a reward for their efforts or service. This mindset creates a dangerous precedent, wherein the line between personal gain and executive benefit becomes blurred. Recognizing this psychological profile is essential for developing countermeasures that promote accountability and discourage unethical behavior. Another significant motivation is the lack of transparency and financial management within alumni associations. In many cases, financial operations are conducted in a manner that lacks sufficient scrutiny, allowing committee members to exploit this gap for personal gain. Without regular audits or clear reporting practices, the potential for mismanagement increases exponentially. This environment not only invites misuse but also diminishes trust among association members, who may feel disillusioned when they perceive that their contributions are not being used for the intended purposes. Establishing strict transparency practices mitigates these risks and foster a culture of integrity. The impact of mismanagement extends beyond immediate financial losses. It leads to a decline in alumni engagement, as members become disenchanted with an association that fails to uphold its values. When scandals arise, they can result in a significant erosion of trust, making it challenging for associations to rally support for future initiatives. Alumni who once felt a strong connection to their association will withdraw their involvement, leading to reduced funding and participation in events. This disengagement creates a vicious cycle, where the association struggles to recover from both the financial implications and the reputational damage caused by misuse. Legal consequences also serve as a motivation for ethical governance. Misappropriation of funds leads to serious legal repercussions for individuals involved, including potential criminal charges and civil liabilities. This reality underscores the importance of implementing robust financial accountability measures within alumni associations. By establishing clear policies and consequences for misuse, associations can deter unethical behavior and protect their members from the fallout of financial scandals. Legal frameworks provide a backbone for ethical conduct, highlighting the necessity of compliance and the potential ramifications of failure to adhere to established guidelines. Finally, proactive strategies for preventing fund misuse are essential for fostering a culture of integrity within alumni associations. Encouraging alumni to take an active role in managing association finances is one effective approach. By involving a diverse group of members in financial decision-making processes, associations will be able to promote transparency and accountability. Additionally, periodic discussions on ethical practices and the importance of financial stewardship empower members to act as guardians of their association's resources. Ultimately, rebuilding trust after financial scandals requires a collective commitment to recover misused funds, ethical governance, transparency, and active participation from all stakeholders involved. Identifying red flags. Identifying red flags in alumni associations is crucial to ensure ethical governance and accountability. One of the primary indicators of potential misuse of funds is a lack of transparency in financial reporting. When managing committee members are hesitant to share detailed financial statements or obscure the sources of income and expenditures, it raises concerns about their integrity. Members of the association should be vigilant and demand clarity in financial practices, ensuring that all transactions are documented and accessible for review by all members. This transparency not only promotes trust but also deters potential misuse of funds for personal gain by managing committee members. Another significant red flag is the inconsistency in financial practices. If there are sudden changes in budgeting, unaccounted expenses, or an unexplained increase in costs related to events and activities, these discrepancies signal deeper issues within the association's financial management. Faculty members and alumni should actively participate in the budgeting process and question any irregularities. Regular audits and reviews can serve as a preventive measure, highlighting areas that require further scrutiny and ensuring that funds are utilized appropriately for the benefit of all members. The psychological profile of committee members engaging in fund misuse reveals common traits such as entitlement and self-rewards, lack of accountability, or a disregard for ethical standards. Understanding these characteristics helps associations identify potential risks and recognize individuals who may be more susceptible to engaging in corrupt practices. Periodic discussions focused on ethical governance are beneficial in fostering a culture of integrity among committee members. By promoting ethical behavior and decision-making, alumni associations can effectively reduce the likelihood of fund misappropriation. Legal consequences of fund misappropriation serve as a strong deterrent against corrupt practices. When alumni associations fail to adhere to financial regulations, they not only risk legal repercussions but also damage their reputations and the trust of their members. Educating all stakeholders about the legal responsibilities associated with managing association funds are essential. This knowledge empowers members to hold their leaders accountable and reinforces the importance of adhering to ethical practices in all aspects of financial management. Finally, the impact of mismanagement on alumni engagement cannot be overstated. When members perceive that funds are being misused, their trust in the association erodes, leading to decreased participation and support. Rebuilding trust after financial scandals requires a commitment to recover misused funds, transparency, accountability, and active involvement from all members. By establishing clear channels for communication and encouraging alumni to take part in financial management, associations can create a resilient community that prioritizes ethical governance and fosters a culture of trust for future generations. Do it yourself, DIY. Enjoy the pleasure of giving. Listen to your inner voice. Look for silver lining in tough situations. Please use this space for your own notes. Please use this space for your own notes. Rebuilding trust after financial scandals. The harder the conflict, the greater the triumph. S. Ramshishan. If you refuse to change, you will be chained. To lay hold on the new, you must let go of the old. Rebuilding trust within alumni associations that have faced financial scandals involves several key steps, much like fixing a broken relationship after a misunderstanding. Here's how it can be done. Conduct a thorough audit. The first step is to perform a detailed and independent check of all finances. Think of this like a doctor giving you a full checkup to find any health issues. This helps identify areas where money may have been misused, setting the stage for accountability. Create an action plan. After the audit, the association needs a clear plan to recover misused funds and to fix any issues. This includes setting up stricter financial controls, similar to putting locks on doors to prevent future theft. Involving alumni in these decisions makes them feel more responsible and fosters a sense of ownership. Communicate openly. It is necessary to establish clear communication, which is essential. Regular updates through newsletters and meetings can keep everyone informed about what's happening, kind of like weekly family updates. This openness helps erase doubts and shows members that their money is being handled properly. Engage legal advisors. Consulting with legal experts helps navigate past mistakes and ensures compliance with laws, like checking traffic rules before driving. This protects the association and instills confidence among members. Build a culture of ethics. Promoting discussions about ethical behavior and governance ensures everyone understands their roles. This is like teaching children about sharing and honesty. It creates a more trustworthy environment. Involve alumni in financial management. Finally, including alumni in financial decisions, such as forming advisory boards, enhances accountability. It's like getting team feedback before making a big decision. By taking these steps, alumni associations must recover misused funds and recover from financial mismanagement and emerge stronger and more trustworthy, fostering a supportive community. Steps for recovery. The first step in the recovery process for alumni associations facing financial scandals is to conduct a comprehensive audit of all financial activities. This audit should be independent and transparent, involving external financial experts who can provide an unbiased assessment of the association's financial health. By identifying the extent of fund misappropriation and documenting every detail, the Alumni Association will be able to lay the groundwork for accountability. This process not only uncovers discrepancies but also reinforces the commitment to ethical governance, demonstrating to all stakeholders that the association is serious about rectifying past wrongs. Following the audit, It is essential to establish a clear and actionable plan for recovery of misused funds and for addressing the issues identified. This plan should include specific measures aimed at preventing future misuse of funds, such as implementing stringent financial controls and requiring regular reporting to the broader alumni community. Additionally, the association should consider revising its bylaws to incorporate stronger checks and balances. By engaging members in the decision-making process, the association fosters a sense of ownership and responsibility among alumni, which can significantly enhance transparency and trust. Communication plays a crucial role in the recovery process. It is vital for the Alumni Association to be open and honest about the findings of the audit and the steps being taken to recover the misused funds and to address the issues. Regular updates should be communicated through newsletters, meetings and social media channels. This transparency not only informs members of the progress being made but also allows them to provide feedback and suggestions, further reinforcing a collaborative approach to governance. By keeping the lines of communication open, the association will be able to actively work toward rebuilding trust among its members. In addition to internal reforms, alumni associations must also engage with legal advisors to understand the implications of past actions and to ensure compliance with applicable laws. Understanding the legal framework surrounding alumni associations helps associations navigate potential liabilities and avoid future pitfalls. This engagement not only protects the association but also reassures members that their interests are being safeguarded. Furthermore, having legal guidance assists in formulating policies that establish clear consequences for misconduct, thereby deterring future violations. Finally, fostering a culture of ethical behavior within the alumni association is paramount. This involves periodic discussions between managing committee members and the alumni on financial ethics, governance practices, and the importance of transparency and accountability. By promoting a sense of responsibility and ethical conduct, the association will be able to mitigate the risk of future misconduct. Furthermore, involving alumni in financial management roles enhances accountability, as they are often well positioned to identify and address issues swiftly. Through these collective efforts, the Alumni Association will be able to recover the misused funds for personal use by managing committee members from past mismanagement and also emerge as a stronger, more trustworthy association committed to serving its members and the broader community. Strategies for rebuilding relationships. Rebuilding relationships within alumni associations following financial scandals requires a multifaceted approach that emphasizes transparency, accountability, and active engagement. The first step is to recover misused funds and to foster open communication among members. This involves creating forums where alumni can voice concerns and ask questions about financial practices. Regular updates regarding the association's financial status should be shared openly, ensuring that all members are informed and involved. This level of transparency helps to dispel rumors and rebuild trust, showing members that their contributions are being managed with integrity. Another key strategy is to implement ethical governance standards that guide the behavior of committee members. Establishing a code of conduct serves as a framework for ethical decision-making and accountability. This code should outline the expectations for financial management and the consequences for violations. Periodic discussions on ethical governance should be held to ensure that all members understand their responsibilities and the importance of maintaining the highest standards of integrity. Such measures not only deter misconduct but also reinforce a culture of ethical behavior within the association. Financial accountability is crucial in trust. Implementing robust financial management practices, such as regular audits and transparent budgeting processes, significantly enhance confidence among members. Alumni associations should consider appointing an independent financial management committee that includes alumni with financial expertise. This committee will be able to monitor the use of funds, ensure compliance with ethical standards, and report findings directly to the broad membership of the association. By demonstrating a commitment to financial integrity, the association will be able to begin to restore its reputation and encourage greater participation from alumni. Engaging alumni in the financial management of association finances is an important effective strategy. By involving alumni in financial decision-making processes, associations will be able to empower members and build a sense of ownership. This could be achieved through the establishment of advisory boards that include diverse alumni voices. Such boards can provide valuable insights into financial practices and help ensure that funds are used effectively to benefit the entire alumni community. This collaborative approach not only enhances accountability but also strengthens connections among alumni. Finally, learning from past mistakes is essential for rebuilding relationships. Case studies of other alumni associations that have faced similar challenges also provide valuable lessons. By analyzing these situations, associations will be able to identify effective strategies for recovery of misused funds and for preventing fund misuse in future and implementing corrective measures. Additionally, sharing success stories of recovery of misused funds inspire confidence and demonstrate the potential for positive change. Emphasizing a commitment to continuous improvement and ethical practices will ultimately help rebuild trust and foster a more engaged and supportive alumni community. Do it yourself, DIY. Enjoy the pleasure of giving. Make your own happiness a priority. Notice and live in present. Please use this space for your own notes. Please use this space for your own notes. Conclusion and future directions. The achievements of an alumni association are the results of the combined effort of each and every individual member of the association. A.V. Ananda Swarup. You cannot spell the word success without you and failure without you. You are primarily involved and responsible for the outcome of your life. Alumni associations play a vital role in connecting former students, but they face significant challenges, particularly regarding the misuse of funds. This issue often arises when committee members prioritize their personal interests over those of the entire group. Picture this as the managing committee acts like eating machines, consuming resources without accountability, while the general membership acts like sleeping machines, unaware and disengaged. To maintain trust and engagement, it's essential for both sides to embrace ethical governance. To combat fund mismanagement, alumni associations should establish clear rules guiding acceptable behavior. Think of these guidelines as a roadmap, helping everyone navigate their responsibilities and ensuring that funds support valuable initiatives like scholarships or community outreach. Regular audits and transparent reporting practices can help ensure accountability, empowering members to voice concerns about suspicious activities. When alumni feel confident in how their association manages funds, they are more likely to participate actively. Mistakes can create serious consequences, such as community disengagement and loss of financial stability. To restore trust after a scandal, associations must recover misused funds and communicate openly to all members and involve alumni in decision-making processes to prevent future scandals. This approach fosters a sense of ownership and connection among members. Looking ahead, it's crucial for alumni associations to adapt strategies that promote ethical behavior and enhance financial management. Understanding the motivations behind fund misuse will allow associations to prevent such issues effectively. By prioritizing recovery of misused funds, transparency, accountability and members' engagement, alumni associations can thrive and make a meaningful impact in their communities. Summary of key points. The issue of fund misuse within alumni associations has emerged as a pressing concern, highlighting the ethical challenges faced by managing committee members who often prioritize personal gain over the collective interests of the association. The summary of key points related to the misuse of association funds, which not only affects financial stability but also undermines the trust and engagement of alumni. Recognizing that while committee members may sometimes act like eating machines, consuming resources without accountability, the broader membership often resembles sleeping machines, disengaged and unaware of the ongoing mismanagement. Understanding this dynamic is crucial for fostering a culture of accountability and ethical governance. Ethical governance is fundamental to the integrity of alumni associations. Establishing clear guidelines and policies that define acceptable conduct will help to prevent instances of financial mismanagement. By promoting a culture of integrity, associations must recover misused funds, enhance their reputation and encourage active participation among alumni. This requires a commitment from both the managing committee and the members of the associations to uphold high standards of conduct, ensuring that funds are utilized effectively for the intended purposes, such as scholarships, community outreach and events that foster alumni engagement. Financial accountability is essential in alumni associations. Implementing rigorous management mechanisms, such as regular audits and transparent reporting practices, mitigates the risks associated with fund misappropriation. These practices not only provide reassurance to members, but also empower them to hold committee members accountable. When alumni feel confident in the financial management of their association, they are more likely to engage actively, contribute resources and participate in initiatives that benefit the entire alumni community. The repercussions of mismanagement extend beyond financial loss. They will significantly impact alumni engagement. When trust is eroded due to scandals related to fund misuse, alumni become disenchanted and withdraw from participating in association activities. This disengagement stifles the growth and vibrancy of the association, leading to a vicious cycle of declining participation and increased scrutiny. Thus, it is imperative for associations to focus on rebuilding trust through transparent communication and demonstrated commitment to recover misused funds, ethical practices following all incidents of misconduct. What you have learned. Success is achieved and maintained by everybody who try and keep trying. M.S. Ramaya. Many times, the guilt we feel about our mistakes is much worse than the mistakes themselves. No matter how hard we try, we will never be able to live without making mistakes. If we believe we have to suffer and feel terrible and go on a guilt trip every time we make a mistake, then our lives will be miserable. Alumni associations serve as vital connections between graduates and their institutions, promoting networking, career support and fundraising for initiatives. However, when committee members misuse funds for personal gain, it erodes trust and engagement among alumni, akin to a family where some members take more than they contribute, leading to resentment and withdrawal from the community. Ethical governance and financial accountability. To combat fund misuse, ethical governance is essential. This includes establishing clear guidelines, recovery of misused funds, and independent internal and external regular audits, ensuring transparency in financial reporting, similar to a family regularly checking in on their shared finances. When alumni are informed and actively involved in managing finances, they become guardians of the association's resources, enhancing trust. Consequences of mismanagement. Mismanagement of funds has its own serious repercussions, including legal consequences, where members face civil lawsuits or criminal charges, damaging the institution's reputation. This creates a cycle of mistrust, leading to decreased participation and financial support, ultimately hindering the association's ability to help current students. Rebuilding trust. Recovering from financial scandals requires transparent communication and active alumni engagement in decision-making. Regular updates about financial health and involving alumni in governance foster a sense of ownership. Recovery of misused funds and learning from past mistakes emphasizes a commitment to ethical practices that pave the way for a sustainable and engaged community. Future directions. For alumni associations to thrive, fostering a culture of accountability and integrity is crucial. Understanding motivations behind fund misuse and actively including alumni in financial management helps prevent such issues. By prioritizing transparency, accountability, and engagement, alumni associations can build stronger communities that effectively serve their members. Do it yourself, DIY. Enjoy the pleasure of giving. Notice how wealthy you are right now. Notice the beauty of small moments. Please use this space for your own notes. Please use this space for your own notes. Recommendations. The main part of intellectual education is learning about how to make facts live. N. Shiva Shankar. Integrity and transparency are key factors for using alumni association funds with accountability, vision, and unwavering ethical commitment. Proactive ethical management of alumni association funds. Alumni associations play a vital role in fostering lifelong connections between graduates and their alma mater. As custodians of financial resources contributed by members, donors, and sponsors, these associations bear a significant ethical responsibility. Proactive ethical management of alumni funds ensures transparency, trust, and long-term sustainability. The recommended outlines of best practices, guiding principles, and actionable recommendations for ethically managing alumni association funds are: Core Principles of Ethical Financial Management. Before diving into specific recommendations, it's essential to establish the foundational principles that guide ethical fund management. Transparency. All financial activities should be open and accessible to all members of the association. Accountability. Leadership must be answerable for financial decisions and outcomes whenever asked by members. Integrity. Funds must be used solely for the purposes intended, without personal gain. Stewardship. Resources should be managed prudently to ensure long-term impact. Inclusivity. Financial decisions should reflect the diverse interests of the alumni community. Governance and oversight. Strong governance structures are the backbone of ethical fund management. Establish a finance committee composed of alumni with financial expertise, responsible for budgeting, monitoring, and reporting. Should include independent members to avoid conflicts of interest. Define roles and responsibilities. Clearly outline duties of treasurer, president, and managing committee members. Ensure separation of powers to prevent misuse or concentration of authority. Adopt a financial policy manual. Include procedures for budgeting, procurement, reimbursements, and audits. Update regularly to reflect changes in laws and best practices. Budgeting and financial planning. Proactive budgeting ensures funds are allocated ethically and strategically. Annual budget planning. Align budget with strategic goals and planned activities. Involve stakeholders in the budgeting process for transparency. Reserve funds. Maintain a contingency reserve for emergencies or future projects. Avoid overaccumulation that may raise concerns about fund utilization. Ethical forecasting. Use conservative estimates for income and expenses. Avoid speculative or high-risk financial planning. Financial reporting and transparency. Transparent reporting builds trust and enables informed decision-making. Regular financial statements. Publish quarterly and annual reports. Include income, expenses, assets, liabilities and fund balances. Open access to records. Make financial documents available to all members of Alumni Association. Use digital platforms for easy access and archiving. Annual General Meeting AGM. Present ethical financial performance and future plans. Allow members to ask questions on all financial matters. Auditing and compliance. Independent audits are essential for verifying ethical fund management. Internal audits. Conduct periodic internal reviews of financial processes. Identify inefficiencies, risks and areas for improvement. External audits. Hire certified auditors annually. Share audit findings with members and address any discrepancies. Legal compliance. Adhere to local laws on non-profit financial management. File necessary tax returns and regulatory documents. Risk management and fraud prevention. Proactive risk management protects funds from misuse and fraud. Segregation of duties. No single individual should control all aspects of financial transactions. Use multi-authorizations for payments and fund transfers. Secure financial systems. Use reputable accounting software with access controls. Regularly update passwords and monitor system activity. Whistleblower policy. Encourage reporting of unethical behavior. Protect whistleblowers from retaliation. Ethical fundraising and donations. Fundraising must be conducted with honesty and respect for donor intent. Transparent campaigns. Clearly communicate fundraising goals, beneficiaries and usage. Avoid misleading or exaggerated claims. Donor recognition. Acknowledge contributions publicly with consent. Maintain donor confidentiality when requested. Use of restricted funds. Honor donor restrictions on how funds may be used. Track and report on the impact of restricted donations. Ethical spending and procurement. Spending decisions should reflect value, fairness and alignment with mission. Procurement policy. Use competitive bidding for purchases. Avoid favoritism or conflicts of interest in vendor selection. The inspiring story behind this story. The Glass Office. Do the best you can until you know better. Then when you know better, do better. M.R.A. Encourage growth through effort and learning. Give the best with what you know. Improve your actions and choices. Growth is continuous. The guiding principle for living with integrity and evolving through experience. Trust, honesty, humility, transparency and accountability are the building blocks of a positive reputation. K.L. Narayana. This is the perfect summary of the city mayor's leadership philosophy and the values introduced to make everything transparent and accountable. In a busy city, the new mayor took office. The predecessor had left behind a trail of confusion, budgets that did not add up, projects that vanished midway and citizens who felt unheard. The new mayor had a basic idea and built a glass-walled office in the center of the town. Anyone could walk in and see the mayor working, meeting with staff or reviewing documents. The new mayor also launched a public dashboard that showed every rupee allotted and every rupee spent, every project status and every complaint received. One day, a schoolboy noticed that the playground near his school had been marked completed on the dashboard, but it was still a pile of debris. He took a photo and submitted it through the complaint portal. Within hours, mayor's team responded. The contractor had falsely reported the work as done. Not only was the contractor fined, but the dashboard was updated to show the correction and the playground was finished within a week. The schoolboy thus became the local hero of the town, and the citizens learnt that transparency is not just about being seen, it is all about being heard and holding power to account. The moral of this story is: true transparency empowers the people, and the accountability builds the trust. In the story The Glass Office, mayor's decision to work openly and share every action taken with the public created a culture of honesty. Transparency allowed the citizens like the young schoolboy to spot and report errors, while accountability ensured that those mistakes were corrected swiftly and impartially. It shows that when leadership invites scrutiny and values citizen input, corruption loses its grip and communities begin to prosper. The glass walls were not just symbolic, they were a commitment. The schoolboy's small action led to real change in the working of the system because the system was not just visible, but it was responsive. This highlights the importance of giving people both the information and the ability to act. Accountability is not about punishment, it is about correcting wrongs and keeping promises. Together, transparency and accountability transform public systems into trustworthy pillars of democracy and fairness. All alumni associations in the world, irrespective of geographical location, must recover misused funds by the managing committee members and make all transactions, including but not limited to financial transactions, transparent and accessible to all alumni association members, taking steps to involve alumni in financial decision-making, keeping in mind that transparency and accountability play an important role in the working and affairs of the alumni associations, making everything open for the alumni to inspect whenever they desired to do so. Some inspiring quotes. Truth never damages a cause that is unbiased. Mahatma Gandhi. This quote honors the integrity of those who speak out, even when it's difficult. Transparency fosters a sense of trust and provides serious motivation. P. Suryanarayan. This quote reflects how honest speaking can drive meaningful change and inspire action. Speak the truth. Transparency breeds legitimacy. B. G. Shrikantaiah. This message captures the courage of whistleblowers and the legitimacy that transparency brings to justice. Secrecy is the linchpin of abuse of power. Transparency is the only real antidote. V. B. Keshwanaidu. Perfect for showing how exposing hidden wrongdoing can lead to important and urgent and reform. The single most important ingredient in the recipe for success is transparency, because transparency builds trust. M. A. Rangaswamy. This important message reinforces the idea that clear roles and honest communication are essential for success of every organization, including but not limited to alumni associations. Few more short stories of interest to everybody are: The Story of Four Brothers. This is a humorous yet powerful story of four brothers, namely, everybody, somebody, anybody and nobody. A job needed doing and everybody thought that somebody would do it. Anybody could have done it, but finally nobody did it. In fact, I am that nobody. This story illustrates how the use of transparency, accountability and leadership leads to success from failure. Also, how the clarity in roles transforms outcomes. Whistleblower in global health. Once, a researcher of World Health Organization revealed that one of the pandemic plans was outdated. Despite pressure to alter his findings, he stood firm. Though he faced retaliation, his courage sparked global conversations about integrity in health governance. This action proved beyond doubt that transparency and accountability is not easy, but it is essential for truth. Cleaning a river. Citizens living near a polluted river reported illegal waste dumping. Transparency International partnered with journalists, filmed the river and exposed the corruption. The footage caused national outrage, leading to arrests and cleanup efforts. Accountability gave voice to the voiceless and saved lives. COVID pay scandal. Emergency health workers in a city were not receiving full pay despite World Bank funding. One anonymous whistleblower reported it, sparking an audit and reforms. Thanks to that brave act, hundreds of workers were compensated. The whistleblower became a hero of the city as transparency turned frustration into justice. Here are 5 more inspiring real-life stories that highlight the power of transparency and accountability, perfect for energizing the readers of this book or ebook. Hospital improvement. In one of the hospitals in a city, the staff struggled to collect the next of kin data vital for emergencies. After the managers attended a workshop, refresher course on transparency and accountability practices at workplaces, they shared the real stories showing how missing this data had life-or-death consequences. Within 2 weeks, collection rates jumped from 47% to 92%, proving that clear purpose and ownership can drive rapid change, and hence transparency and accountability improve the productivity in any organization, including but not limited to alumni associations. Do it yourself, DIY. Enjoy the pleasure of giving. Value the lessons learned from your own mistakes. Wake up with intention to shape your momentum. Please use this space for your own notes. Glossary. Alumni engagement. This refers to the level of involvement and participation of alumni in their alma mater's activities, events and decision-making processes. Think of it like staying in touch with old friends. When alumni are engaged, they are more likely to care about what's happening at their old school or institution and want to contribute to its success. Financial mismanagement. This is when funds are used inappropriately or dishonestly by those in charge of managing them. It's like having a shared bank account with friends, but one person is secretly taking out money for self-benefit. In the context of alumni associations, financial mismanagement leads to a breakdown of trust and damage the association's reputation in particular and the reputation of the institution itself which they represent in general. Ethical governance. This means having a set of principles and practices in place to ensure that an association is run in a fair, transparent and responsible way. It's like having a referee in a game. They make sure everyone follows the rules and plays fairly. In alumni associations, ethical governance is crucial for maintaining trust and integrity. Transparency. This refers to the openness and honesty with which an association shares information about its activities, finances and decision-making processes. It's like having a clear window into what's going on behind the scenes. When alumni associations are transparent, they build trust with their members and demonstrate accountability. Reputation recovery. This is the process of rebuilding an association's reputation after it has been damaged by a scandal or crisis. It's like recovery of misused funds, and recovering from a mistake, you need to own up to it, learn from it, and take steps to prevent it from happening again. In the context of alumni associations, reputation involves recovery of misused funds and regaining the trust of members and stakeholders and demonstrating a commitment to integrity and transparency. These terms are all connected to the idea of building and maintaining trust within alumni associations. When these associations are run with integrity, transparency, and accountability, they can foster a sense of community and connection among their members and make a positive impact on the world. Please use this space for your own notes. Acknowledgements. It is humanly impossible to list the actual number of people by their individual names who have actually contributed wholeheartedly in the preparation, planning, design, production and distribution of a valuable series of wonderful books or e-books on almost all subjects of mechanical and aeronautical engineering branches which are normally taught in engineering colleges and polytechnics in particular, and all common subjects of all other disciplines in general. The author of the series of books or e-books has spent several decades in learning as well as teaching various subjects including but not limited to self-help books. The author therefore wishes to thank everybody who have contributed either directly or indirectly in the preparation, planning, design, production and distribution of several books or e-books including this book or e-book entitled Understanding Alumni Associations, From Scandal to Recovery in paperback and hardcover version and e-book in Kindle version, which is made available for all intended and invisible readers. Several books are in different stages of creation and will be made available in the simplest possible form and in the shortest possible time for the benefit of younger generation. Good luck, readers. Have a good day. Do it yourself, DIY. Enjoy the pleasure of giving. Welcome challenges as growth opportunities. Work on your strengths and weaknesses. Please use this space for your own notes. About the author. M.S. Rameshia. The author is a passionate educator and innovator with a deep commitment to educational equity and access. The background in using discovery approach informs the unique approach to explore the complexities of the educational landscape, framing the pursuit of educational equity as a thrilling and important journey. The author has dedicated the career to working alongside students, teachers and community members to create more equitable and inclusive learning environments. This work goes beyond classroom, extending to advocacy and leadership within various educational associations and initiatives. The commitment to social justice and the belief in the transformative power of education are reflected in the inspiring narratives, which aim to illuminate the path towards a more just and equitable future for all learners in the world irrespective of geographical location. Do it yourself, DIY. Enjoy the pleasure of giving. Work towards your goal every single day. Write down your dreams and plans. Good luck, readers. Have a good day. Do it yourself, DIY. Enjoy the pleasure of giving. Work towards your goal every single day. Write down your dreams and plans. Good luck, readers. Have a good day. Please use this space for your own notes. Praise for author. With keen insight and unwavering honesty, the author has masterfully dissected the intricate world of alumni associations, shedding light on both their triumphs and pitfalls. Through meticulous research and compelling analysis, this book offers invaluable lessons on leadership, accountability, and the power of community. The author doesn't just recount scandals, provides a roadmap for recovery of misused funds, emphasizing ethical stewardship and strategic reform. His ability to turn complex challenges into meaningful opportunities makes this book or ebook an essential reading for alumni, leaders, administrators, and anyone invested in associational integrity. A thought-provoking and inspiring guide, Understanding Alumni Associations, From Scandal to Recovery, is a testament to author's expertise and commitment to fostering stronger, more resilient alumni communities. S. Krishna Kumar. Please use this space for your own notes. Please use this space for your own notes. Do it yourself, DIY. Enjoy the pleasure of giving. Wish wisely and work relentlessly. Widen your perspective. Please use this space for your own notes. Other publications by this author. From Village to Vision, an inclusive innovation in education and training to become successful in life. This book is for everybody to read. Available in Kindle edition, paperback and hardcover editions in Amazon. Become a Hero from Zero. Engineering Mathematics, Volume 0. Engineering Mathematics, Volume 1. Available free in EPUB version in Lulu, Barnes and Noble and Apple Books. Free ebooks for smartphones. Available on YouTube. Several educational YouTube videos available at Date. Type in browser to view some of them. Do it yourself, DIY. Enjoy the pleasure of giving. Weave gratitude into your daily routine. Welcome feedback without defensiveness. Please use this space for your own notes. Assessment. This is an engaging and thought-provoking assessment assignment designed to foster critical thinking, integrity, and awareness based on the themes from Understanding Alumni Associations, From Scandal to Recovery. This content is specially designed to encourage readers to reflect on ethics, recovery strategies, and transparent governance in alumni associations. Kindly answer all questions using your own words of your own wisdom in the form of your own answers to all these questions, and mail your answers to x99@yahoo.com and stand a chance to win a surprise gift. Do it yourself, DIY. Enjoy the pleasure of giving. Wipe away self-doubt. Win with humility. Please use this space for your own notes. Multiple choice questions, MCQs. 1. What is one common cause of scandals in the managing committee members of alumni associations? A. Excessive fundraising. B. Lack of transparency. C. Too many events. D. Poor academic performance. Your answer. 2. Who are typically stakeholders in an alumni association? A. Only current students. B. Only board members of an institution. C. Alumni, students and institution leadership. D. Government bodies. Your answer. 3. What does effective financial management in alumni bodies promote? A. Secrecy. B. Member exclusion. C. Trust and accountability. D. High expenses. Your answer. 4. Scandals in alumni groups often lead to A. More donations. B. Increased membership. C. Erosion of trust. D. Higher publicity. Your answer. 5. A recovery plan after a scandal should include A. Recover misused funds. B. Public denial. C. Transparency and reform. D. Legal action. Your answer. 6. What role do alumni play in educational institutions? A. None. B. Advisory and developmental roles. C. Only fundraising. D. Enforcement of rules. Your answer. 7. Which governance model ensures greater accountability? A. Autocracy. B. Nepotism. C. Participatory governance. D. Loose oversight. Your answer. 8. Conflict of interest occurs when A. An alumnus volunteer's time. B. Decisions benefit personal interests. C. Meetings are public. D. Funds are audited. Your answer. 9. The best way to prevent corruption is A. Centralized control. B. Lack of transparency. C. Checks and balances. D. Ignoring complaints. Your answer. 10. Which attribute strengthens alumni unity after a scandal? A. Apathy. B. Clear communication. C. Denial of wrongdoing. D. Financial incentives. Your answer. 2. Short answer questions. Answer the following questions using about 50 words of your own wisdom. 1. Define the term alumni association. Your answer. 2. What are two potential consequences of corruption in alumni associations? Your answer. 3. How can transparency rebuild trust after a scandal in an alumni association? Your answer. 4. Mention one way technology can support ethical governance. Your answer. 5. What is a whistleblower's role in recovery of misused funds by managing committee members? Your answer. 6. List 2 strategies for preventing financial misuse by managing committee members. Your answer. 7. How can alumni be educated about ethical responsibilities? Your answer. 8. Describe how an inclusive leadership model works in preventing misuse of funds by managing committee members. Your answer. 9. Why is documenting decisions important for transparency and accountability? Your answer. 10. What is one benefit of annual audits with special reference to misuse of funds by managing committee members? Your answer. 3. State true or false against each of the following statements. 1. Alumni associations should avoid financial disclosures. Your answer. True false. 2. Scandals can trigger positive reforms. Your answer. True false. 3. Only alumni can participate in annual general meetings. Your answer. True false. 4. Ethical leadership requires clear values. Your answer. True false. 5. Trust can never be regained after a scandal. Your answer. True false. 6. Stakeholder engagement reduces decision quality. Your answer. True false. 7. Anonymous reporting can help uncover issues. Your answer. True false. 8. Transparency leads to more corruption. Your answer. True false. 9. A plan for recovery of misused funds by managing committee members is useful even without a scandal. Your answer. True false. 10. Alumni associations are irrelevant after graduation. Your answer. True false. 4. Medium answer questions. Please answer the following questions in about 150 words of your own wisdom. 1. Discuss how an alumni association can prevent corruption through transparent policies. Your answer. 2. Explain the importance of building trust post-scandal and steps taken to recover misused funds by managing committee members to regain credibility. Your answer. 3. How do internal checks and independent audits deter financial mismanagement? Your answer. 4. Describe how inclusive leadership fosters ethical decision-making. Your answer. 5. In what ways can alumni associations educate members on ethical conduct? Your answer. 6. What challenges arise in rebuilding an alumni association post-scandal and how can they be addressed? Your answer. 7. Explore the relationship between accountability and effective leadership in alumni groups. Your answer. 8. Detail a plan for implementing a whistleblower protection policy. Your answer. 9. Analyze the long-term impact of scandals on alumni engagement. Your answer. 10. Suggest digital tools that can improve governance and prevent misconduct. Your answer. Let us take pleasure in fighting the good fight against corruption and take every possible action to prevent breeding of all corrupt practices not only in alumni associations but also everywhere else in the best interest of younger generation irrespective of geographical location. We long answer question. Points to ponder. Write a long motivational, inspirational and persuasive essay of about 500 words for the following question. 1. What makes an effective educational system? Your answer. 2. Using words of your own wisdom suggest more question types for inclusion in the next improved and enlarged edition of this book or ebook, which will also be available in both paperback, hardcover editions as well as Kindle version through Amazon for reader engagement and implementation. Your answer. 3. In your own words mention the resources which you are aware of that helps to promote ethical practices in alumni associations. Your answer. Good luck, readers. Have a good day. Do it yourself, DIY. Enjoy the pleasure of giving. Walk your own path with confidence. Welcome challenges as growth opportunities. Feedback. The author wishes to thank all readers of this book or ebook entitled Understanding Alumni Associations, From Scandal to Recovery. Having gone meticulously through every word, every sentence, every paragraph, every chapter presented in this book or ebook and having answered all questions given in the assessment in previous pages, you are now qualified enough to give your honest opinions, meaningful suggestions and constructive criticisms to improve the quality and clarity of presentations not only in the revised, enlarged and improved edition of this book or ebook but also in all our future endeavors as several thousands of books and ebooks as well as paperback and hardcover editions which will be made available through Amazon and which are in various stages in their creation, keeping in mind the best interest of younger generation irrespective of geographical location. Do it yourself, DIY. Enjoy the pleasure of giving. Work harder and also smarter. Write your own story. Good luck, readers. Have a good day. Please use this space for your own notes. Please use this space for your own notes. Reader checklist. Track your journey through this book and reflect on your insights. Topic mastery. Times I understand the core message of this book. Times I can explain how ethical governance and transparency apply to alumni leadership. Times I have identified at least one lesson I'll apply in my professional or personal life. Reflection. Times I paused to think deeply about key examples or case studies. Times I considered how I would handle similar challenges in my organization. Engagement. Times I completed the assessment questions. Times I filled out the feedback form honestly and constructively. Times I'm excited to read future books in this series. Action plan. Times I've written down one action I'll take based on this book. Times I shared the book or insights with a colleague or friend. Please use this space for your own notes. Feedback suggestions form. Section 1. Reader details, optional. Times name. Times email to get updates and new book release. Section 2. Your thoughts on this book. Times what did you enjoy most about this book? Times were there any sections that felt unclear or could be improved? Times how would you rate the clarity of presentation, 1 to 5? Select 1. Times were design layout elements helpful to your reading experience? Underscore yes, no suggestions. Section 3. Suggestions for future books. Times what topics or additions would you like to see covered? Times any ideas to improve the format or presentation style. Section 4. Constructive criticism. Your honest thoughts will help strengthen upcoming volumes. Times please share any feedback that can help improve quality, clarity or engagement. Please use this space for your own notes. Epilogue. As we close the final pages of Understanding Alumni Associations, from scandal to recovery, one truth stands clear: alumni networks are not just about past connections, they are about shaping the future. Throughout history, these associations have endured triumphs and turbulence, navigating crises that tested their resilience. However, within every challenge lies an opportunity for renewal. The stories shared in this book reveal both cautionary tales and inspiring recoveries of misused funds. From financial mismanagement to leadership crisis, from lost trust to restored credibility, the journey of an alumni association is rarely linear. But through strategic reforms, ethical leadership, and genuine engagement, these associations can evolve beyond past failures into dynamic communities that foster growth, mentorship, and shared purpose. The future of alumni relations depends on a commitment to transparency, inclusivity, and innovation. By embracing change, universities, institutions, and alumni leaders can bridge generational divides and strengthen networks that serve not only their members but the institutions they represent. The lessons from this book are more than historical reflections, they are a guidepost for tomorrow's leaders. As alumni, administrators, and stakeholders, we inherit both the wisdom and responsibility of those who came before us. Moving forward, may we champion ethical stewardship and purposeful connections, ensuring that alumni associations remain not just a legacy but a living force for progress. Do it yourself, DIY. Enjoy the pleasure of giving. Create your own opportunities. Design your environment for success. Please use this space for your own notes. Afterward. As we conclude Understanding Alumni Associations, from scandal to recovery, it is evident that alumni networks are more than just social associations, they are vital communities that shape institutional legacies, foster lifelong connections, and influence broader educational and professional landscapes. However, as this book has thoroughly explored, mismanagement, ethical lapses, and reputational crises can threaten the very integrity of these associations. The journey from scandal to recovery is not merely about damage control, rather, it is an opportunity to recover misused funds, reimagine and rebuild trust. Transparency, accountability, and meaningful engagement must become the cornerstone of alumni relations. Lessons from past failures remind us that leadership must be principled, finances must be handled with utmost care, and communication with members must remain open and honest. Restoring credibility is not a quick fix, it requires sustained effort, strategic planning, and above all, a commitment to ethical stewardship. Yet, within these challenges lie powerful opportunities. Alumni associations can emerge stronger, adapting best practices, leveraging digital platforms, and fostering genuine participation. Institutions that embrace inclusivity and forward-thinking reforms will not only mend broken ties but also create more resilient and dynamic alumni networks. As alumni, stakeholders, and leaders, the responsibility to uphold integrity and trust is ours to bear. This book serves as both a cautionary tale and an inspiring guide to transformation. Moving forward, may we champion ethical leadership and meaningful connections, ensuring that alumni associations remain a force for good, bridging past, present, and future in a spirit of unity and renewal. K. Rama Mohan. Good luck, readers. Have a good day. Please use this space for your own notes. Begin. Write. Publish your own book in just 24 hours. You too can become a published author in just 24 hours. Today is the good day to start your journey to write and publish your own book. Learn to write and publish your own book in less than a day. No prior experience required. Just your own passion, your own story, and your own willingness to write it to make it real. Turn your idea into a published book faster than you thought possible. If interested, please contact by email x99@yahoo.com. Let us make your inexpensive author journey begin today to enable you to join the army of published authors in just 24 hours. Also attend free webinars through Zoom. Do it yourself, DIY. Enjoy the pleasure of giving. Practice self-reflection regularly. Celebrate small wins. Please use this space for your own notes. Surprise gift for readers. Thank you, readers, for having read this book from first page to last page, and hope that you have answered all questions given in the assessment. Your feedback is important to us to improve the quality and clarity of presentation of information in the revised and enlarged edition of this book or ebook, as well as all books and ebooks which will be made available sooner than later. Please send your answers to all questions in the assessment and your feedback, giving your honest opinion, meaningful suggestions and constructive criticisms to x99@yahoo.com. Please mention your name, email ID, WhatsApp number and postal address with PIN code. All readers residing in India will get a physical surprise gift through post, while those outside India will get a free virtual surprise gift. Do it yourself, DIY. Enjoy the pleasure of giving. Share your thought with the world. Work in the best interest of younger generation. Good luck, readers. Have a good day. Proforma. Please fill in and send the photo to help us to connect for all future programs. Your name, your mobile number, your WhatsApp number, your email ID, your address with PIN code. Please take a photo after filling in the details as above and send the image by WhatsApp to +919844027371. Coming soon. From the same author. Begin. Write. Publish. The rapid guide to publish your own book in just 24 hours. From the mind behind this book comes a revolutionary new voice in practical publishing. This book empowers aspiring authors to transform their ideas into fully published books within a single day. With clear step-by-step structure, motivating tone, and actionable templates, the book is for all aspiring authors who have all information about their expertise in their mind to share with others in the world, irrespective of geographical location. Begin. Write. Publish isn't just a book, it is a movement to create an army of authors. Whether you are a first-time writer staring down a blank page or a seasoned author craving for efficiency to create clarity, this workbook simplifies the complexity of writing and publishing your own book using the streamlined, powerful method. Just use your own ballpen or a gel pen and start writing on the specially designed pages provided in this book itself, as nothing else is needed. No electricity, no internet connection. Whether you are sitting in the shadow of a tree or in the waiting room or traveling in a public transport such as a bus or a tram or a train or a ship or an aircraft, just write down whatever you have in your own mind: one letter, one word, one sentence, one paragraph, one section and one book at a time to make your job easier to publish several books later with the quick experience of writing and publishing your own first book, here and now with precision, simplicity and speed. The author encourages to accelerate your creative journey. This upcoming book continues the legacy, offering fresh strategies for publishing your own book focusing on building sustainable writing habits. Reserve your copy of the book. Begin. Write. Publish. The rapid guide and workbook for publishing your own book in just 24 hours to get your first book published, which helps you to go further, to go faster, and with confidence to write and publish more books at your own convenience. If you have ever dreamt of joining the army of published authors, then for free guidance and help, please contact AAFSTR0 Become a published author in almost less than a day. What you need is a ballpoint pen or a gel pen to write on this book itself. No other material is required. Use your own imagination, use your own ideas, use your own words of wisdom to write your own story using your own expertise in the specially designed pages in this book entitled Begin. Write. Publish. The rapid guide and workbook to publish your own book in just 24 hours. Do it yourself, DIY. Enjoy the pleasure of giving. Publish your own book in just 24 hours. Join the army of published authors. Please use this space for your own notes. 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 Message from the author to readers and aspiring authors. Motivating and inspiring message from the author of this book to all aspiring authors irrespective of geographical location. Your words have power, please do not let doubts silence them. Every great author once stared at a blank page, unsure if their story mattered. But it does. Your voice is unique, your perspective irreplaceable. Write boldly, rewrite bravely, and trust that someone out there in some corner of the world needs exactly what you have to say. Success is not measured by perfection, but by persistence. Keep showing up. Keep crafting. The world is waiting for your story, your truth, your magic. So pick up the pen, open your heart, and begin writing in an otherwise blank book. Please remember the fact that you are not just writing, you are building a heritage. Let it begin today because of the simple reason that today is the most auspicious day. Just believe that anything and everything that is conceived and believed in the human mind can be achieved effortlessly and also most inexpensively. Attend free webinars via Zoom. For free help and assistance, please contact x99@yahoo.com. WhatsApp +919844027371 via text message, no calls please. Please use this space for your own notes. This book explores ethical governance, transparency, accountability and alumni engagement as keys to recover misused funds. A book everybody must read. Understand Alumni Associations, From Scandal to Recovery is a powerful testament to resilience, reinvention and the enduring strength of community to recover misused funds. Explore how institutions and individuals can rise above controversy with transparency, accountability and courage. Whether you are a university administrator, an alumni leader or someone who believes in transparency and accountability, this book offers a roadmap for rebuilding trust and transforming reputations. The author is a passionate educator and innovator with a deep commitment to educational equity and access. The background in adventure fiction writing informs the unique approach to explore the complexities of the educational landscape, framing the pursuit of educational equity as a thrilling and important journey. The author has dedicated the career to working alongside students, teachers, and community members to create more equitable and inclusive learning environments. His work goes beyond the classroom, extending to advocacy and leadership roles within various educational organizations and initiatives. The commitment to social justice and the belief in the transformative power of education are reflected in the inspiring narratives, which aim to illuminate the path towards a more just and equitable future for all learners in the world irrespective of geographical location.